Alrighty, welcome back everybody. This is Aussie Gamer 17. Welcome to Ranking the Hype. This is the show where I'm going to go through with my guests here, who I'll introduce in a second. We're going to go through the upcoming games for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. The games that we know so far that are coming to those consoles. And we are going to rank our excitement for them. Rank our hype for those games. You guys can help. There's some commands in chat. If you're watching this live, you can help us decide where these games rank in our hype levels. So please get on board with that. There's some commands in the title and stuff like that. Before we go any further, though, I want to introduce my amazing guests, guys. I'm going to start with you, Duo. Duo, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm pretty damn excited, as you might be able to tell. Tell everyone that might not know who you are. Tell us who you are, Duo.
Well, I'm very much like Aussie. I do video game. I do trophy hunting instead of achievement hunting. It's the exact same thing. I just do it on the PlayStation instead of the Xbox. I do crafting as well, and I'm a video game developer too. I work at a bookstore. I do all kinds of stuff.
Busiest
and
man
I'm also Canadian instead of Australian. And I'm growing my beard back. I shaved it for the NHL playoffs. As you can see, I'm in a hockey rink right now. So I'm very on brand for Canada.
Yeah.
And so my beard's slowly growing back. It's gonna stay like this size for a while before it starts getting long. But anyways,
I do normally refer to Duo as the Canadian Australian and the bearded Aussie. So
there you go, pretty much.
The beard's coming back though. He did shave it. That was really cool. Even though
the shave stream, I did it on stream. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
My laptop could not handle it.
A lot of fun.
It was more like a slideshow, but it worked.
We'll move clockwise. SlappyJack is the next guest I want to introduce, guys. A lot of you will already know him. If you don't, you're doing stuff wrong. Slappy, how are you, mate?
Doing great. How are you?
Yeah,
good
doing
to be here.
Yeah, thanks for being a part of this, mate. Where can people see you, and what do you do on Twitch, I guess?
I just beat games quickly, and I focus on being entertaining and having a good time, basically. Just like to have laughs and stuff like that, make people laugh.
Well, I, for one, will say you do a good job at that. I can tell you that. Go and give this man a follow. Can we, mods, as we go through this, can we make sure we're getting shout-outs for these guys in the chat as well, if we haven't already? Thanks, Slaps. And we'll move on. Knots, how are you? And tell us about you. Where can we find you?
Aussie, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm not a variety streamer, caster like everyone else.
Yeah.
I don't achievement hunt. I don't trophy hunt. I just get scared unnecessarily in games. Yeah, I've been streaming now for 5 months. So I'm still very new. I'm the baby of this group. But yeah, it's awesome to be here, man.
You'll fit in just fine, mate. More than welcome to have you here. All right, and crazy. A lot of my viewers will already know you. I think I see a few of your viewers in the chat. How are you? And tell us about yourself, mate.
I'm doing well, Aussie. Thank you for having me. It's great, and it's great to meet everyone in person as well, which is awesome. Again, like Knots, I'm a variety streamer, and you can find me at my username. And I'm also a regular partaker of the Sea of Thieves. As you can see, my background is I'm in a tavern. Here on the Sea of Thieves, and I also.
I'm pressing the wrong button. Sorry, crazy.
Oh wow,
sorry.
I was
sorry.
all the screens there. But yeah, no, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to this evening. It's great.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much to all of you for being here. Yeah, get those. We'll get a shout out for everybody in the chat for those watching live. Yeah, as I said before, guys, I think I'll go through sort of how this is going to work. So I'm going to go through the Xbox list first. And what we're going to do is I'm going to name each of the 10 games one at a time. Now, something the chat doesn't know about is if we get up to a game that you think is the best game, you are going to shout out bomb. No, not bomb, boom. I'm going to get these confused. Whoops. I knew I shouldn't have named them so close together. Boom. And if it's your boom, you're going to be able to explain why this is your most hyped game of this list. Sort of opposite to that is bomb. If this is your game that you are not excited for at all, you're going to shout out bomb and explain to us why. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rank those games from 1 to 10 on our level of hype. All right, are we ready? Any questions before we get started from the panel?
None from me.
I think I got it.
I think we talked about it beforehand. No questions here.
Yeah.
Thought I'd better just check. Just last chance. All right, we are going to start with the Xbox Series X. This is 10 games that we know, or that I know, that are hopefully coming to the platform. These are exclusive games. The first game I want to start with is Tell Me Why. I think I want to get to this one because this actually comes out. The first episode, this is an episodic game from Don't Nod Studios. And the first episode actually is coming in 3 or 4 days. Do you guys know this one? And any booms or bombs?
This is my bomb.
Whoa!
This is my bomb too.
Mainly because
Wait,
like I
it's
never
your
got into
bomb?
Life is Strange. I just can't do it. It's not. It's like unless you can actually get involved with the characters or something like that. It's just not interesting to me. I just did not give a shit.
So,
You don't give... Okay. So
Yeah,
did you play
kind
any
of
of
the same.
Life is Strange?
I looked at the developer. I'm actually surprised. One of the first games they made was Vampire.
Oh.
yeah,
Really?
Is
I
that
did not know that.
theirs? I did
yeah, I
not know
noticed that earlier as well. It's
I didn't know
big
that. I
surprise,
like
right?
Vampire, but it's very different to their, Life is Strange and all that stuff they've been doing.
Well, this is very Vampire is very different, but this is like Life is Strange. There's almost no difference other than the story.
Yeah. See, I love the Life is Strange series, so I'm very intrigued. So,
Same here.
so did
Love
you
them
play
too.
the
I
Life
played
is
it a
Strange
bit,
games,
but-
Duo?
Sorry?
Did you play them?
I played Life is Strange a little bit. I could not get into it. I
Okay.
played it for a few hours and I just
And only the first one?
yeah.
Okay. And the other games that I sort of compare this to a lot is like the Walking Dead games. Did you ever get into any of those?
I haven't played any
Not-
of the
sorry, not the
Telltale
Walking Dead,
games
but
yet,
Telltale,
but I feel like
Telltale.
those ones are yeah, I feel like they tell their story. Like I've seen Telltale games a little bit more, and I feel like I don't know, maybe I like the way they tell their story a little bit better. Whereas like you're kind of just like a passive observer to Telltales, where in like Life is Strange, you're actually controlling the character and moving around.
Yeah, okay. I think they do both have differing levels of that, definitely. So was this anyone else's bomb or boom? No?
it was my bomb as well.
It's not your bomb as well. Tell us why.
So I've also only played through the first episode of Life is Strange, and I I got quite bored. I had to force myself through it because it was too slow. I didn't feel like engaged with it. I didn't feel connected to the story. I quite liked. I don't know. We're moving on to Life is Strange now, but I liked the start of it, and I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. But for me, it just didn't take off. But then the Telltale games, I absolutely love them. I think they're incredible. They're really good.
Yeah.
They're just a lot more exciting.
Different
whereas
way
Life
to
is
tell the
Strange.
story.
Yeah, totally. But I think as well, what makes the problem is I've only played the Walking Dead ones, but I think the problem is I quite like the Walking Dead, so that makes it easier for me to enjoy.
You're already invested in that IP, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
That makes
that's
a
where theme and
difference.
story sort of like setting kind of helps, right?
I
Yeah.
think that Tell Me Why though might be a bit more engaging than Life is Strange because it's a story of a brother and a sister.
It seems more real. It's
and-
got some real themes to it.
Yeah, but I think that with Life is Strange, it was a lot more to do
High
with
school drama.
Yeah. But Tell Me
I like
Why.
the power thing in it.
Sorry, Slappy.
What? Yeah, go
I
on.
like the power thing in it, like the time aspect of it. I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, in
That was
Life
a
is
neat
Strange.
idea that they did. That kind of kept me playing it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now I don't get a say in this, but I've got to say, like I've played through all of the Life is Strange games, and the first one is definitely the slowest burn, especially at the start. And the other thing that I really struggled with Life is Strange 1 is that it's like two high school girls, and they have these really corny lines with each other, and I was like, but once you get through that start, it actually does get a lot better, and then each subsequent game since then, the storytelling has gotten better and better. And
Okay.
that is the reason why I am excited. Now, don't let this sway anyone. I'm excited for Tell Me Why because the storytelling has gotten a lot better, and then the themes in this, like it's going to be touching on. I don't want to say it, but yeah, it's going to be touching on some really sort of personal topics. This Tell Me Why. So I never called it Don't Tell Me Why because of Don't Nod Studios, but I'm looking forward to it. So we've got 2 bombs. Can I speak to you, Crazy? Are you excited for this game at all? Is this something you would play?
The last game that I played was The Walking Dead. So the last game that I played that was like this kind of game was The Walking Dead, which was about 2 or 3 years ago, and I enjoyed it. But I like to give these games a chance. It just kind of makes me think, okay, I might enjoy it. I like a good story, but in terms of gameplay, it doesn't excite me. But I'm also not going to rule it out. So it's kind of a midpoint for me. I'm not absolutely hyped for it, but I'm also not thinking it doesn't ruin my hype. So I'm kind of on the fence of that one, I think.
Okay.
Of that game.
Yes, fair.
And Slappy, you're sort of obviously the most hyped out of everyone for this one.
Yeah, I want to play it.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I mean, it's not like my most hype thing, but I definitely I like story games like that. As long as the story's good and stuff like that, I'll probably enjoy it.
yeah. I'm looking forward to it, but this one's very easy. It's slotting in at number 1 for now. I don't think it'll stay at number 1 for long. Next game we're going to talk about, guys, is Stalker 2. This is a first-person shooter coming to Xbox Series X. Do you guys know about it? I doubt there's going to be any booms or bombs because there's not enough known about it. Any booms or bombs? No. Okay.
No.
So,
Nope.
I've actually I saw the opening trailer or the announcement trailer for this in the Xbox Games Showcase, and then after that, I sort of dug a bit deeper and found out, oh, this actually looks really cool. I love the setting. It's like post-apocalyptic in Chernobyl or something like that.
I know a little bit about it.
Yeah, Duo, what do you
it's
think?
based off a book series.
Yeah.
Well,
I never played the
loosely
first
based
one.
off a book series. I never played the first ones. This game has been in development hell for 10 years. Just to
Okay.
let
10
everyone know
years.
if they didn't know. 10
Yeah,
years,
they
yeah. The
proved it,
first
didn't they?
game, the last game that came out in this series was in 2009, and they said they were making Stalker 2 in 2010. In 2012, it got canceled. It got canceled twice, and then they re-announced it in 2018.
Yep.
So it's been in development hell for 10 years, but it's got a really cool setting premise. Like it's like you said, it's post-apocalyptic. It's a survival sort of horror game, but it's not overly horror. It's more like suspense or something like that.
It reminds
And,
me
like,
of the Metro series a little bit.
It's a lot
Yes,
like
actually,
Metro. Yeah.
the developers from that, I was reading, the developers from that studio left and made the studio that made the Metro games. And the Metro games are also based off another Russian book.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's cool. It's a really cool series. I like the premise of it. I read the book. The book is actually the book. If anyone's interested, is called A Roadside Picnic, and it's got like such a poetic reason for having that title. And I don't want to ruin it if anyone decides to read it. Like it just makes so much sense after you see the title and how they explain it. And you're just like, damn, that's cool. And yeah, but I mean, like the way that it changes is that in the book it's about aliens, and in the Stalker series of video games, it's just based around like the Chernobyl like explosion, like the power plant that melted down or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I think the premise for me sounds really cool. Again, I'm not involved, but I just the premise itself makes me get sort of excited, but I want to find out more before I really get any hype for it. Like it's probably still a way off. I think it's doesn't have a release date or release window or anything yet, does it?
I think 2021, supposed to be maybe next year.
Maybe next
but they've
year.
been saying that for like the last 3 years. So who
Exactly.
knows?
So we'll obviously get more trailers and other things going as we get closer to its release, and then I might get more hyped. So what I want to know now, anyone else got anything to say about it before we slot it into the list?
Has anyone played the old games?
Yeah.
I never
No,
played them.
I've played
I don't
them.
know anything about it, to be honest. I was looking at the trailer and stuff, and I was just like, I need to see more of it.
Correct.
I don't-
Okay. Okay. Are
It's
we more
probably
hyped?
close to
Or...
Tarkov in a different setting.
Correct. Yeah. Are we more hyped or less hyped than? Tell me why.
Much
More
more
hyped.
hyped.
More hyped. All right. So it's going in at number 1 for now.
I tried playing it back on the Xbox, I think it was, on the 360. But
Stalker?
I was too scared. Yeah. So
Oh,
I just
okay.
had to turn it off.
I think you might be thinking of a different. Stalker 1's not only a PC game. It's not on.
Oh, was it?
It's not on console.
Oh, no, then. Oh,
There
no,
was a
great
game
on the
that
Xbox.
had a similar name that was on Xbox, but I
There
can't
we go,
remember
then.
what it was.
Yeah, that's it then, because I remember I played.
I think it was
very
Shadow
like it.
Shadow of Chernobyl.
Okay.
That one
something
was
like
on
that.
Xbox, but it was a different. Was that one on Xbox? 1 second. No, never mind. That was still Windows. God damn it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so we're more hyped even for that than Tell Me Why. That's fine. Let's move on to the next game. The next game. Oh, this is going to be one of my favorites. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Boom.
Boom!
Yeah. Oh.
That's my boom.
Boom! Boom, as I like
Oh,
to
yes.
say. This is Crazy's most hyped game. Tell us why, Crazy.
So I played Hellblade about, I think it was 2 months ago.
Yeah, not long
think-
ago. I
think
remember watching you.
Some people have, and it hit me with like all these emotions. It was just a really great game. had such quality, such amazing acting from someone who'd never acted before, and just had such an ending that made me go, I want more, tell me more what's happening.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to play the sequel. It is just, I'm just waiting for it to come out. I want things to happen. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about it. It's just because the story was so good in the first one, and the acting and the content and the underlying tones and the use of audio, which got, I think, BAFTAs or something in terms of awards and stuff.
Yeah,
and I just loved it, and it was so good. And these headphones that I'm using now are like a surround sound in them or whatever. I'm so glad I got them when I did, because the sound is just phenomenal, and it's just a fantastic game. And it actually moved into my top 10 games, maybe even top 5 of all time, in the space of the entire playthrough and stream. So I'm
that's a big call.
So hyped for it for so many reasons, and the trailer with the amazing soundtrack as well is just phenomenal, and I cannot wait. So there's loads of reasons why, and I could talk about it for ages, by the way.
Yeah, I totally agree with everything you said about it. Another thing before you guys continue on is that I think they've really upped the scope from the first game, from what I can tell, and they're using Unreal Engine 5. And I'm thinking, I want to borrow a line from Reptar, who's in the chat. He said, like, if they really up the scope, it could become, a competitor to something like God of War from PlayStation. So if they can really get that sort of game going, I'm going to be even more hyped. Was it anyone else's boom or bomb?
It was my boom.
Oh, it's Slappy's boom as well. Tell me why, Slappy.
I just thought it was like such an interesting game because they went into like mental health and stuff like that. You know how they were like showing you what it's like to hear voices. Like it was very interesting to me to be able to hear voices while I was playing the game, as if like somebody was like that, that had mental illnesses like that. And like my mom worked like psych ward most of her life, so that stuff's like very interesting to me.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Agree. They used this thing that was kind of groundbreaking at the time. A few games have used it since his binaural audio or something like that, and really cool. Especially if you're gonna play that game, guys, make sure you get a good headset that has that sort of ability to hear those sounds and things like that. It was really cool.
And can I just say, on linking with what Slappy just said about that,
of course,
I'm really impressed with how, as from my understanding of the documentaries and stuff, is that they consulted psychiatrists and mental health professionals about that, and I really admire that they didn't what's the word, stigmatize or cause any, like, just make things up, basically, which I appreciate, and that they respected the mental health aspect of it, which I'm really
it's the complexities of it all as well, isn't it? Instead of just them just coming up with this, well, we think it's like this, it's not necessarily like that. I think it respected a lot of people that do have issues and problems, and that is what I loved about it too. Seriously, I played it a couple of months ago as well, and I'd read all about it. Again, another game that I didn't play because I was really worried about. I don't do well with horrors. To me, that was a horror, but
says a guy who's always playing horrors.
It was fun. It was beautiful though. It was perfect every single way. I was so excited for when the second one was announced, because I was blown away by the first one. I know some people weren't. They didn't like the combat. They thought the combat was clunky. It was hack slashy. But it wasn't about that to me. That was like the filler. It was the 6 or 7 hour journey of someone, and that's what made it. That's what made it beautiful.
Now, does the fact that they might be going for a bigger scope, a bigger game, does that hinder, or does it make it even more hype? Like, do you think not?
It depends how it's handled, I guess.
Yeah. I'm like worried that if they do go down the God of War scope, that it's it will take away what the game had. But then also, you don't want just another game of the same person going through another torturous adventure.
It might become a bit of a slog if it's too much the same. You have to adapt or iterate.
There needs to be a balance here. But this is why it could well go down the God of War route. And it could be this ARPG now. But it's mental and massive, and not mental in that context. It risks
losing that sort of that. The first game had this real intimacy about it. Like, you felt really close and sort of part of that character. And if they broaden the scope, they might lose some of that. Who knows? But all right, so we're gonna be placing this. We just need to work out I've got him at we're having problems with your volume there, Crazy. I've got him at 100% already, guys, so I can't boost him.
Yeah, you can. You can right click on him. You can boost him all the way to 200%.
Yeah.
I'm at the max when I right click on him.
Then you're at 200% already. Then.
Yeah.
It only says 100%, but it's
I'll
at
speak
max.
closer
I
to
don't know
my
if you
mic.
guys.
It only says 100%.
Yeah.
Like in
Really?
Discord.
Mine goes to
Yeah.
200.
Yeah, mine goes to 200.
Mine only goes to 100.
Are your right click is his like face, right?
I'll see if you can see this. Can you see this come up on his face
I
here?
right click the nose and you get to 200%.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
Wow,
It says
that's so weird.
100.
How does it only say 100?
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
That is
Mine's
the weirdest
200
thing
as
ever.
well.
So yeah, I don't know. Do you have any way of turning your mic up on your end?
I'll have a look.
Crazy, or-
1 second.
Oh, that's
That's
going to
so
boost all
strange.
of us.
He can go into
One
his
second.
own
Let's
settings
turn him
and
down.
boost his own mic.
Yeah, but that's super strange. The same thing's happening to you, Knots?
No, I can boost him.
Okay,
No,
here
no.
we go.
Oh,
Put
okay,
me
okay.
up.
So
Am I louder?
I wonder why Aussie's only goes to 100. That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't understand.
When did you last update Discord, Aussie?
Yeah, how
Um,
old's your Discord? Check your version.
No, I'm using the browser version.
You're using the browser?
Browser?
That's your problem. Download the desktop app.
I've got the desktop app. I always have problems when I do these calls on it. So
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I've had
Do I sound
Fair
better
enough.
now?
with it. I've had issues with it. So this seems more reliable. Doing it
Fair
this way.
enough. It's strange.
But maybe not if I'm
We
having.
can always
this
try
audio
and
issue.
we can always try and fix that for next time, Aussie.
Yeah.
Okay,
On the app, it
Jarvis
goes to
confirms
200.
that I sound better.
Okay, you're a bit louder for me too, there, Crazy. So that's good.
Cool. I've just boosted a little bit, so should be okay.
Okay, so I think I already know the answer to this, but where are we placing this on the list? Straight to number 1
Well,
Yeah.
For now, yeah.
for now. All right, Hellblade 2 moves to number 1. The next game I want to talk about, I don't know how much people know about this one, is Scorn. Do we have any strong feelings off the bat, guys?
Literally,
with
they
fear.
just cookie cuttered Alien onto
Yeah,
it.
that's what I was thinking.
I mean,
Okay.
like, I don't mind taking inspiration from stuff, but literally making it look like I know it's not like Alien took their like aesthetic from a specific artist, okay, and them doing the exact same thing just makes it seem like it should be an Alien game. Maybe it'll be revealed as an Alien game afterwards, but I mean, like, it just seems weird that like they didn't even change it; they just made it exactly the same.
So
Yeah.
Scorn was a Kickstarter.
Was it?
originally.
Was, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it came out 2 years ago. It was meant to be a two-parter.
Okay.
It was going to be a two-parter, and then it came out 2 years ago, and there's an alpha out there now. There's alpha footage. It's about 15 or 20 minutes long.
I saw a
and
gameplay trailer.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah,
it.
so there's the trailer, but there's actual footage of the alpha.
No, but I
and-
mean, like the trailer,
oh.
yeah. There was a
it-
gameplay. I saw it came out a couple of years ago. It was like 6 or 7 minutes long. It was full
yeah,
gameplay.
so yeah, you've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It reminded it kind of gave me that Doom. It
Yeah,
reminded
it's
me
like
of
a
Doom, but
first-person
not
shooter.
the action. Yeah, it just seemed a lot really slow.
Okay.
Yeah, really slow.
I
There
think
were
it's got
very
a
few
huge
enemies.
Geiger. It's got a huge Geiger influence and design from obviously the Alien series and Prometheus and things like that. So I think that is
Yeah.
a huge influence.
Yeah, because
on
wasn't it the
game.
same guy that
Mm.
he designed the Xenomorph? Or
Yes,
Yeah,
he did,
exactly,
he designed
exactly.
Xenomorph and stuff like that, and I think the gameplay style is, from what I've seen of the gameplay, it is very much. There's no kind of Alien kind of influence there, but it's very much like the Prometheus kind of look, and
Yeah,
lots of those.
it's just the
influences
look.
in there.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
I
I'm
agree
like,
with the bit there.
taking inspiration and like changing it a bit to make its own is like that's where I think most things should do. But I mean, like they just straight up went straight for that. All I think is Alien, and all I'll ever think is Alien, which is what you
That's
don't
what I
really
wrote on
want. You want to make your
I
own
said it's
thing.
Alien game.
In any case, this is my opinion of their choice for making their game. As far as my hype is concerned, it's probably below Stalker because of just I kind of like that source material more. Like I'm not really super into horror games, so I mean like this is definitely above Tell Me Why, but it's below Stalker.
Gotcha.
It's like in that range there.
Does anyone
I
For
would
me,
agree with-
agree or
personally.
disagree with that?
I was going to
No,
say
I'd
I agree
agree.
with Duo, because I agree with Duo because if I like a horror game, it usually has a good story, and this seems to be a bit more gory, and I'm not into the kind of gore horror.
Yeah.
I'm into the more kind of psychological tension kind of horror.
It's funny
So
you
if
say
we're
that
gonna
because
put
I
it-
think of it as it's going to be that real suspenseful psychological type of game. I do
Yeah.
think it will be, but it's similar to what I said with Stalkers. We need to see more. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
all we've really got. I mean, putting aside that beta or alpha or whatever it is, all we've really got is that one trailer that sort of just tells us about the theme. It really doesn't tell us anything about gameplay or what we're going to be doing or what our role is in that. So,
there's no story even, like nothing.
Yeah.
It could just be a playthrough. Well, we don't know, do we?
We don't
could
know,
just be a shoot. It turns into this awesome shooter. Obviously, from what I watched of the alpha, it seemed there's a lot of mazes. It looked very like a lot of corridors and stuff that all look very much the same.
I mean, I would need to look into more of the development, but I don't think we can take anything from that alpha. I think that it's gone through like restarts.
No, actually, the gameplay that I saw from a few years ago looks exactly the same compared to like the trailer that they showed. Like they'll probably boost the graphics a bit. Like it looked really, really good from the gameplay that I saw from a couple of years ago. But I mean, like the style didn't change. Like sometimes in development, like especially that stalker game that's been in development for 10 years, I'm sure it's changed so much over the years.
Yep.
I mean, like sometimes that does happen. Like you can have a game that was announced like 4 or 5 years ago that might have the same sort of characters but looks completely different.
Sure.
After a couple of years, this looks exactly the same.
All right. Well, from one sort of horror game to something that Crazy just mentioned, this one is psychological horror, and that is The Medium. Any booms or bombs? I'm actually pretty excited for this one. This wouldn't be my boom, but pretty excited for this one. I love what this studio has done already, and each game I've played of theirs has gotten better and better and better.
What did they make? I didn't look that one up.
They did Blair Witch, didn't they? And...
yeah, the most recent one is Blair Witch. Before that, they did the now I've lost the Layers of Fear games and a game called Observer. All just like psychological horror type games. But then the stuff that you've seen in the trailer and some stuff they've released since the trailer is that like this is sort of like you can play in sort of 2 different modes where you're sort of in alternate. I want to call it alternate universes, but it's sort of alternate psyches. Like one playthrough, you're sort of completely psychologically affected and you're seeing things that aren't there and stuff like that. And then you can, I don't know how the gameplay works, whether you push a button to go back to the other style or they're 2 separate playthroughs, but you can sort of play it on 2 different modes. I know that. And it just looked really, really cool. The differences.
I feel like they're probably going to work it into the gameplay to where you have to switch on the fly to actually get through puzzles.
Yeah,
that's
or I was
I
thinking maybe there's some sort of like stress level meter or something, so that once you're like over stressed, all of a sudden you can see these things and it affects the gameplay that way. But who knows? Anyone excited for this one?
I'm excited for
cool.
it. Yeah.
But again, like I was saying before, like this kind of fits in with the Scorn and the Stalker. It's like a horror game. I'm not really super hyped for it. It looks cool. I mean, like I'm definitely more interested in than Scorn, but you know, it still fits in the. I probably won't play it, but it looks cool.
Yeah, that's the thing with this and Scorn. They're a bit sort of niche, like because a lot of people just aren't into horror. So if you're not into horror, you're not going to get the real hype for this. But Knots, you said you're pretty keen on this one.
Yeah, definitely. Whilst again, I'm not mad for horrors. I want to play them. It's just trying to be brave and put my big boy pants. But it does look very, very good.
It does.
It looks like it's going to be tense. From what you see on the trailer, I think it's to do with loss, losing a child and stuff. We're not 100% sure yet. So again, I think it's going to be quite testing mentally as well. Like to play it's kind of going back to Hellblade. That was a hard game to play. Not because it was hard, but because it was touching on so many like tough subjects, and I think the Medium might be the same. I'm excited for it. It's the worlds. It's going through almost like into the demon world. That's what it kind of seemed to me, and then going back to normality. The trailer was very good. From what I watched of it, I'm very, very excited for that.
I don't have the list in front of me, but some of the developers working on this worked on some really good games in the past as well. I forget there was a big name, but I've forgotten it off the top of my head. But I purposely didn't do much homework on this because I don't want to be swaying you guys too much. It's up to you guys to make this list. All right.
Yeah.
And what about Crazy and Slappy? What do you guys think?
Yeah, what do you guys think?
It looks really good.
Slappy?
I think it could be a lot of fun with going between the 2 worlds and stuff like that. Doing certain puzzles, I think, could be very interesting. Because you go to the one world, like maybe see something that you wouldn't see in the other world, and then vice versa, going back and forth. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah,
I'm pretty excited for it.
Sure. Crazy. What do you think?
I'll play it for sure because it's a horror game, and I like the kind of mechanics that we talked about. But I wouldn't say it's like I must play it now kind of game. And my kind of thing with horror games is that it sometimes can be, the horror can be kind of like softened down because it kind of needs to branch out to a bigger audience. Whereas I'm kind of like, if you're gonna give me a horror game, put the full force on the horror, and that's great. So I can kind of see it's going to be in between that kind of thing. So yeah, no,
like
I'm
a horror
I'm kind of
control kind of thing.
I don't see this
Yeah.
studio as the type that will make it less horror for that. Like, I see them as going all in. I do see that happening. Okay, so we need to decide, are we going to put it in...
It's above... For
okay,
me, it's
Duo?
above Scorn. It's below Hellblade.
Yeah, it's above
and it's like
Scorn.
in between the Stalker kind of thing. Like, I have it personally on my list below... like, it's below Stalker, but above Scorn. But like, again, like if some of these games were so hard to actually slot in at a certain point, like you know which ones you don't really care for, and then afterwards it's like, well, I mean, these can they can really.
We could
go
make
anywhere.
this list. Let's say a year from now, when half these games still aren't out, we can make this list, and it'll be a completely different list.
Imagine, yeah.
Because we've got new
when you
trailers,
get more
we know
information,
more
right?
Information. So we're just ranking our
sure.
current hype, not our potential future hype. How hyped we are now. So we need to decide: is it going above or below Stalker?
It's below Stalker for me.
Below, Slappy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
When we
below.
say below,
All right, let's put it
like,
below. All right.
I'm getting confused now. Below, is that worse or better?
Worse.
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 Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I have it slotted also.
So at the moment, we've got our 5 games. We've got Hellblade 2, Stalker 2, The Medium, Scorn, and in last place at the moment, Tell Me Why. All right. Okay.
That's exactly where I have mine.
Now, we're probably going to talk about what Microsoft would consider their biggest game, Halo Infinite. Where are the hype levels for Halo Infinite, considering we're coming off the back of a big delay?
I mean,
I'm scared. What are we going to... Okay,
I'm not
who wants to
hyped.
start? Knots?
I mean, like, it's just open world Halo. It's like Destiny, but Destiny is literally open world Halo. So, I mean...
Yeah, that's a good way
that's
to put
just
it.
it.
I like that.
They
so
are
this is no bomb. No
super
one's got this as
brave.
their bomb.
There's no bombs, there's no booms. It's gonna be a solid game probably, but I mean, like, the people that made Halo made Destiny and they made it open world, so they're just kind of copying.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure it'll be a really fun game. But like,
sure.
we don't know anything about multiplayer. We don't. Well, I mean, there might be some information that I didn't look up, but I mean, is there competitive multiplayer? Is there co-op? Is like, what is there? Do they have split screen?
There obviously is. There's all of that. There
is split screen. There will be split screen. They've confirmed there'll be split screen co-op.
That's what everyone loves.
So that's cool.
Yeah, they've promised to bring back split screen co-op as well. But I think they've said it's maximum 2-player co-op. Whereas you used to be able to do 3 or 4 player. But
wasn't the co-op did 4-player? I thought it was only 2.
I'm happy to be correct.
I can't even remember anymore.
Pretty sure
I can't even remember anymore. It's been so long.
Yeah. So Crazy, I feel like you're more of a, well, maybe this is unfair to say, but you're more sort of inclined towards the Microsoft stuff. I mean, you are in Sea of Thieves right now. What are you feeling about Halo?
I always struggle with first-person shooters. Really, the only kind of first-person shooter, and I put that in inverted commas, is Sea of Thieves, and that is kind of the specific game because there's an adventure aspect to that, and I like that. But in terms of Halo, I've never really got. I only got into Xbox in the last 10 years, I'd say. I never really got into the kind of
so you missed
hype
all
around it.
I
missed all the hype, and I missed all the gameplay, and you know, I have played Halo. I've done some multiplayer with it, but. And I got the kind of the anniversary edition when it first came out, and when I had an Xbox 360, and you know, I played the first 8 missions maybe, but I never really got into it. So I know it's gonna. I know there's a lot of people out there who are really hyped for it and very excited about it. I wouldn't say it's a bomb for me because I might try it, I might play it, and I'm not gonna completely rule it out, but I'm not exactly excited about it either. So I'm kind of in between, kind of. But I'm more likely to be in the higher aspect rather than the lower kind of hype, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay. And Slappy, what about you?
I mean, it looks cool and everything. I played some of the first Halo games when I was younger, but it's probably around the middle for me, like kind of hype but kind of not. You know, like, it looks cool. I'm just not super duper hype for it, but I think it'll be fun to play at the very least.
I'm I don't know about you guys, but I got way more. Like I loved the trailer that came out a couple of months ago. I know it got a lot of negativity in the media and stuff like that, and social media.
Oh, speaking of that
for how it
trailer, I
looked.
actually wrote down that I thought it was a Just Cause game until I saw Master Chief.
Yeah, because the main character looks a lot like Rico.
Yeah, the guy looked like Rico.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my
yeah.
god, they're making a new Just Cause game, and then you see Master Chief. I'm like, what the fuck, crossover?
Yeah. So what I was about to say though is that they did this on purpose, but if you were big into Halo 1 back when it came out, which was my first Xbox game, I got it day one. It was my first console that I bought with my own money. I bought the brand new Xbox that nobody knew what the hell this thing was, and I bought it day one and I put in Halo 1, and I still remember the feelings I got playing Halo 1 for the first time. Massive nostalgia when that trailer played and they landed on the Halo ring and stuff like that. And they did that on purpose. I've heard them say it afterwards.
Oh, for sure.
So I got massively hyped just because of nostalgia, which whether you can take that into account with something like this is another story. But then I've also got even more hyped, and this might sound silly to say, I got even more hyped when they announced the delay, because I was worried that they're rushing it for the launch of the console, and we've got the pandemic going on, which is slowing everything down. And I'm actually glad they're delaying it and giving it the chance to be. I think they're making Halo great again, in my opinion. So I'm hyped for it, but where are you guys going to put it? Where are we going on this list of 5 games so far? Where are we putting
below
it?
Hellblade, but above Stalker.
Above Stalker?
It's above Tell Me Why and below everything else.
Really?
Really?
Damn.
Knots is really low on it.
No, it's above Scorn. It's above Scorn as well,
Above
actually.
Scorn for
Oh, so
Knots.
it's behind medium. Okay.
Slappy, where are we putting it for you? We need a
I'm gonna put it like below, probably in the middle. So I'm gonna be above Hellblade and
below, you mean?
and
Below
Below
yeah, sorry.
Hellblade.
Okay, is it more hype or less hype than the medium for you?
I'm gonna go with less hype for me.
And crazy?
So it's basically
Yeah, I'd
where,
agree.
yeah. So then,
Okay.
yeah, 3 out of
Ooh.
1. So you're putting it back there. It's the first one I got wrong.
So it's going under the medium. So the medium is more hype for everybody, apart from you, Duo. But if
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
sort of going for
That's fair enough. Like it's in the
Okay.
middle area. Like I said, that middle area is like jam packed with like
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
again. All right.
So I put that one below the medium. So I could argue that it could fit, but
Yeah.
for me, no.
Okay,
it's,
for now we're going to put it in spot number 4. It is less hyped than the medium, but more hyped than Scorn. And let's just move straight on to the next game, which is another. This one's a niche game, so depends on what you like, whether you like racing or not. And that is Forza Motorsport. What are we thinking? Forza. Any
I'm not
racing
one
fans?
for simulation.
Bomb from Hazy.
I love racing
Wait,
games.
wait,
I
wait,
love
wait,
street racing.
wait. It's a bomb from Hazy.
no hype
That means
whatsoever.
Hazy, you have to tell us why, mate.
I'm
You look
sorry,
excited.
but
Even
No,
your voice
I
has
know
just
this-
lost all energy.
I know this is controversial, but I'm just I will probably play most of the games on the list, and this would be at the very bottom, like personally, because I don't play racing games.
That's the
and,
answer.
you know,
There.
it's-
Yeah. That's
you
easy
know,
to
it's
explain
just-
then. Yeah.
It's just and it looks pretty. I know it looks great, it looks beautiful, but in terms of it, it's not for me.
Now I see
That's
people in the
basically what it
chat
is.
saying, the Forza Horizon games are awesome. You're definitely right there, but Forza Motorsport is a very different game for a lot of those people. You either like Horizon versus Motorsport or not. But I believe, because this is sort of a reboot, this is not a numbered series, I believe they're going to mix some of the mechanics from Horizon into this. I believe they're going to sort of make this more of a hybrid.
It's
That's
a
just
reboot?
a prediction from me. Sorry, what
In
was
what
it, Joy?
regards?
Joy?
It's a
They were all
reboot. In what
numbered.
regards?
Like it's not numbered. It doesn't. It's just called Forza Motorsport, whereas they were up
Really?
to Forza Motorsport 7. This is like it's just Forza Motorsport so far, unless they change it. Like it's still in pretty early production apparently. So unless they change, but yeah, like I said right off the top, guys, if you're not into racing, this is going to be fairly low on your hype. I wasn't surprised that we'd get a bomb out of it.
I mean, it's still ahead of Tell Me Why, but it's at the bottom.
Yeah, for you,
It's my last. This is my bomb.
Oh wait, this
That's
is
your bomb too.
It's your bomb as well.
Yeah, this is
Hang on,
my
I just gotta
bomb.
play this funny little gif. I love it.
I have zero hype for this game.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It just, if you're not into racing, like I thought maybe we could look at it from a different angle. Whereas, like, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be you're not hyped for it. So there we go. There's the answer. But
It's not. It doesn't mean that it's not a good game. It's just
Exactly.
we're
Yeah.
not hyped for it.
Absolutely.
I agree.
I don't have any
So
play it.
I think when this game comes out, this is my prediction. It'll be the greatest racing game spectacle you've ever seen. But I'm equally not so hyped because I can't stream racing games. I actually don't mind playing a racing game here and there, but you can't stream it.
I
I'm
enjoy
a guide
street
maker. There's no
racing
point making
games.
guides for it. Yeah. So in
Well,
terms
street
of the
racing games
show,
are fun.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried Dirt?
Yeah. I've played little bit of Dirt. Yeah. Not on
Dirt is a
stream.
lot of fun. Like rally racing is just so much more entertaining than just simulation racing.
Yep. Can be, definitely. All right, so
I played Micro Machines. That was fun.
That was really cool too.
On the Mega
man,
Drive.
crazy! Don't.
Mashed.
That is.
Or Mashed.
Those are so much fun when you're like
They are,
driving
they are,
on
they're
desks
seriously-
and there's
They were
batteries
great.
and stuff like that.
Mashed,
They were so good.
Mashed and Micro Machines were some of the best
Give me a
racing
new
games.
Micro
I love
Machines.
it.
I'll be very happy.
yeah, considering this
We'll
game,
play that duo. I'll
this
play
game
with that with you.
is 2 bombs. We've got 2 bombs from this game. I'm gonna call it below. Tell me why. Am I right? I
And we
know
got
some
2
of you
bombs for
don't
Tell Me
agree.
Why. We got 2 bombs for Tell Me Why.
Was it 2 bombs? Who bombed? Tell me why. I didn't listen.
Me and Nuts.
So I
both.
bombed
Yeah.
Tell Me Why, but
And so did I.
I
I would still say we bombed it. I would still say Tell Me Why is lower than Forza. Like
Of
I would
course you
probably
would,
rather
you
play
bombed it,
Forza.
yeah.
I
But
would play
Me.
Forza probably over Tell Me Why, because I played. I didn't actually realize though that Horizon and Motorsport were different, because Horizon is the only Forza game that I've played,
yeah,
and I had so much fun
the
playing
Horizon
it. I
games
was like,
are incredible. Yeah,
yeah, because I was like, this was great fun. Like, I'm in this car and they've just I can see some sheep in the field and I've got to do a jump over the sheep. Like, this is a fun game, and I didn't realize Motorsport and Horizon were different. So when you said that, I was just like, I regret my decision here. But no, I would still say I'll probably play Forza Motorsport before I play Tell Me Why.
okay. But what about? So I'm just trying to work out where to put it in this list.
I would definitely rather play Tell Me Why.
Yeah.
100%
Well, yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
But
We're about 50,
We're on
50
top.
this.
We're on opposite ends. In any case, it's 10 or 9.
It's
like
going
they're
to
at
be
the
10 or
bottom.
9.
They're both
I'm
at the
going to
bottom.
say
Just make them both 10s. Just make them both 10s.
I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in.
There's
at
no
10.
9. They're both
I'm going to put
10s.
it in at 10, and the reason, well, it's at 7 for now because we're only up to 7. Is I believe that, and we can fix this later, but I believe that Tell Me Why will have a broader audience of people. You know, racing is even more niche than what Tell Me Why is, I reckon. But anyway,
100%.
like you
Yeah,
said, they're
I
both at the
agree.
bottom, so it's not going to really matter too much for now. Moving on to the next game that we need to rank, and that is a game that's a ways off still, Fable. The Fable reboot. From I've forgotten the name of the studio already. My brain has got too much going on right now, but I'm not going to say anything more. I want to know any booms or bombs.
Nope.
No. Ooh,
Nope.
Okay. And Crazy. Oh, you look like you want to say something.
I've never played Fable before,
Really?
so
We're going to pause the
Amazing.
stream. We're going to pause the
I
show.
watched-
You need to go play some Fable. and then we'll restart. Okay. Was there a but?
game and
I've
get
never
that.
played Fable before, but
I've never played Fable before.
But-
I knew this was going to happen.
is there
I
a
was
but?
just thinking I
There's
was
no
going.
but.
it's okay.
What about the trailer? Did the
uh,
trailer excite you at
The
all?
trailer shows nothing. There's no point. Don't show them that.
Yeah, the trailer is just a frog
The
eating
trailer
a
shows
fly. Like,
garbage.
whatever.
It doesn't matter.
I promise.
Like there's
I'll
a lot of
promise-
trailers that are just garbage.
Okay, what if I
And
said
this
this?
one-
What if I said this to you?
It-
Skyrim
Yeah.
with British comedy and made good.
It's British comedy. What? Sorry, say that again.
Just
What's
with
that?
British comedy, but also it's a well-made game. It's well made.
Okay.
See, the thing is
I
with
have a
Fable-
question. Is it on Xbox 360?
The original.
Yes.
You can
The
play
originals.
You can play the originals on even on Game Pass at the moment. I'm pretty sure they're all
Okay,
on Game
I-
Pass.
I will promise I will play it.
Oh, there we
before
go.
I mean, like,
release.
There we
Oh,
go.
so
Fantasy
Fable
Fable games.
You
to
won't
everyone in
regret it.
chat,
They're great.
everyone in
They're
chat
great
and everyone
games.
here, I will play it, and that is.
Okay, but where's
I'll
your
play
hype for
Fable.
the new one? No, 0?
No. I mean, like,
I'm medium. I'm gonna. I might play it, but
Yeah.
I've never played it before,
Yeah.
so
Duo, you got
Fable
something to
games
say?
have always been good.
Yeah.
Fable games have always been good, but they've always under-delivered on promises, which they don't really have that designer there anymore. So, I mean, like, you kind of know what you're going to get. It's a third-person action game with a lot of RPG. There's a lot of story. There's a lot of side quests. There's the big open worlds. Like, you know what you're getting. If you're into that sort of stuff, it'll probably be a great game. They're like, there's no way that this is going to bomb per se. Like, it might not be it's definitely not going to be the best game ever, but it's going to be a good game. So even though like you literally know nothing about it just because the teaser was useless, you know what you're going to get because it's like the fourth game in a series that we know what we're going to get. Yeah. So, I mean, like, I'm more hyped for it. But yeah,
I'm excited for it. I really am.
Higher than Halo, that's for sure.
All right, what have you got to say, Knots?
It's just I enjoyed a Fable 3. It was just funny. It was silly. I ate loads, got really fat, and then I was really mean to everyone. So I then grew devil horns, and I was just a fat devil running around like.
So even a story like that is pretty exciting for me. Yeah, like that you
it's just fun. It's a silly, fun game, and
I could talk to another 100 people that played that game, and none of them would have been fat with devil horns. Like that in itself excites me.
I actually forgot about that. That they had the good and bad system where you actually make moral choices, and it changes how the game and how everyone reacts to you, which is cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't kill the chickens. And I'm excited for it. Again, though the trailer gave us nothing to work with. A fairy was flying by all happy, and then a giant toad just grabbed that fairy and ate it all up. Like that. That was pretty much it.
I mean, that was funny when it happens, but I mean, like, that's that you're expecting.
Yeah. There's a lot out there online. Apparently, there's been leaks. There's currently, so this isn't going to be numbered. It's just called Fable.
It's a reboot. Yep.
Well, the rumors, the potential rumors are that it's going to be online. They've said as well.
Oh, really?
So, but one of them as well is it going to be going down an MMO route?
I don't think they will.
Maybe it'll be more like a pseudo MMO, kind of maybe Destiny open world, like online multiplayer. Like there's instances of worlds where there's a maximum of like 20 to 30 people in it.
I think that more
they may do.
Because I think they're known for focusing on their story, and you can't do that properly in an MMO. Like I think more online will be like you can invite friends to because you do like sort of build a team that comes along with you on your journey. So maybe you'll get players coming in and joining your crew or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Everything that's read online, it's Darkstalker, apologies, mate. I've read stuff, and again, they're rumors. What I've read is that there's other parts that it's going to be so open world that you don't even have to consider doing the main story.
Yep.
Which is going to be interesting if they do that, because Skyrim, and I know it's because you've mentioned it's crazy, but I put mods on Skyrim so I didn't have to play the main story, and I had so much more fun doing that. And if we're given that option in Fable, I think it will really be it will be amazing if we can do that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Ranking the hype, guys. Where are we putting it? Slappy, actually, did you say much about? Sorry, Slappy. Did
I
you
didn't get to say it. Just wait.
It's
okay.
Sorry, Slaps. Go for it.
I'm more excited for it than like Halo. I just think it'll be silly fun because I played Fable 1 and 2. I didn't get to play 3, and they were just silly fun games. I just went around having sex with everybody. It's good fun. As long as it's fun like that, I'm sure it'll be a fun game.
I mean, like Duo said, the trailer's pretty useless, but it does sort of, for those that don't already know the world of Fable, it sort of does paint a picture of like silly fun. Like, it just sort of gives that feeling. I think it had a good feeling, the trailer. Yeah. Sleazy Slappy, someone said in chat. Well done.
What? Fun.
Ooh, and we've got in chat, according to the publication's model sources, Playground's plan on Fable Reboot have been confirmed to be an action RPG, one that you can play in single player. Thank you for that, Darkstalker. That's important information. I like that, and I've been corrected several times in the chat about what I said about MMOs, but I said something very short. I didn't explain myself properly, but I think the sort of story that these sort of games tell can be a lot harder to tell in that sort of multiplayer environment, from my point of view.
100%.
Yeah. I'm not saying that MMOs don't have good stories. It's just this particular, the way they sort of tell stories. And Jarvis adds that it can be played in single player. Doesn't mean it will only be single player. There may be online elements like co-op functionality or limited optional shared spaces. So I like that. Nothing would justify classifying the game as an MMO. So that's apparently from the developers as well. So thank you for that, Darkstalker. All right, where are we putting it in the list? Has everyone's had a say on the game?
It's higher than everything we already have. But I haven't played Hellblade, and everyone says it's amazing, so I should play it. But I have not played it yet. But I mean, like for me, like Hellblade, like Ninja Theory makes like the only game I played from them was the PS3 game Heavenly Sword or whatever. It was a really good third person action game. And like Hellblade, from what I've seen, it's a really good it's an action game with some puzzles. It's fairly short. For me, Fable goes above it just because I know what Fable is. And like the thing is, the hype for Hellblade is because it's coming out soon versus Fable, which is coming out in a while.
Ooh,
But for me, I'm still pretty hyped for Fable just because it's like I know what the series is, and if they deliver, it's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. As much as I love Hellblade and I've talked up Hellblade 1 that much, I'm actually more excited for Fable. But I'm swaying again. I'm sorry. I didn't say that.
I swayed for you. All you did was agree with me.
Yeah, I'm just agreeing with Duo. I'm agreeing with Duo. Crazy, where would you put it?
I put it below Hellblade.
Below Hellblade.
But only because I've obviously played Hellblade, and it is coming out soon.
Oh yeah, and you haven't played any of the Fable games, so your hype levels are not as important. Just kidding.
No, but I will play Fable. I've just as we've been talking, I did check PC.
Apparently
Xbox,
tomorrow's
Game
Crazy
Pass.
Hazy stream, everybody, if we can get a shout out for him, is Fable 1. You heard it here first.
It's not on Xbox Game Pass, unfortunately, on PC. But if I can get it on my Xbox 360, then I'll consider it.
Oh yeah, they're all three games are 360 games, but they're all on Game Pass as well. Are they on PC game? I don't know.
Not on PC. I've just checked. I've just checked. So, but I will check. I will check my Xbox 360 and I'll get back to you.
Okay. We'll it's tomorrow's stream, everyone. You heard it here. SlappyJack, where are you putting it?
I'm more hyped for Hellblade. So was it below?
Okay, Knots, you might be the deciding factor here. No, actually, I think, Knots, you might be. Where are you putting it?
Well, this is a tough one because I've actually put it above Hellblade.
Yeah.
Because I'm really scared Hellblade.
There you go. So we're split again.
I'm really scared about Hellblade. This is why, like, whilst I'm super excited that the game's coming out, I'm worried. I feel almost that the second one could solidify that it should have been a one shot.
You make a valid point. And for that reason, I'm going to put Fable just slightly. We're splitting hairs here, though. They could easily be 1 or 2 or vice versa. So
yeah, like I said, like the top 5 games, the top 4 games are just like
it's
so
hard.
close together. It's very hard to decide where they go.
And again, like I said before, we could go through this again in 6 months from now and have a completely different order, depending on what we learn in the coming months. Okay, let's move on to the next game, guys. We are up to the 9th game of our list, and the next 2 games are actually a long way off. These are going to be hard to rank, I do believe. The next game I want to talk about is Everwild. This is the big game being made by Rare, makers of some of the best games of all time, in my opinion.
Good.
Everwild, we don't know a lot about it, as we've said about a few of these games. I'm more talking about the hype in the potential of this game. I'll go, Duo, you look like you have something to say. What are you thinking?
I mean, like I was going to say, the hype and the potential of the game. The problem is we still don't even know what that potential is. Aside from it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it does.
I was actually going to say it's Bug Snacks without the snacks.
Love it. Yes.
Well, we don't know.
Quote that.
We don't know if they have snacks. They might have snacks.
Someone clip that.
But I mean,
They might be snacked on.
Yeah.
It's something to do with animals, and the graphics look absolutely insane. Like the style they chose and how they executed, it looks really, really nice. But I mean, yeah.
I've heard someone
other than the
this,
fact that it's made by Rare,
but I've heard someone describe this as almost a quadruple A instead of a triple A. The amount of work and time that they're putting into it. SlappyJack, I want to go to you. I want to see what you think of this game.
I think it looks really cool, but like Duo said, we didn't get to see a whole lot, so it's like I'm hyped for it. I guess I should say it looks really cool. I'm really hoping it's good, so I'm hyped for it. I think it'd be a great game.
From the look and the fact that it's by Rare, that's the reason. That's what's blowing the hype. That's it. That for me at least.
Yeah.
I agree.
You see someone touching a deer that looks like it's come out of Pokemon, and that's it. We don't know anything about the story. There are going to be multiple different biomes. Yeah, exactly. Or anything what it's going to be like. Is there going to be this dark presence? Is there going to be a villain? It's those are the sort of things that would be interesting to see on a trailer.
Yeah.
Even if it.
And those things will come. We just haven't got to that yet.
It's true, but they're not selling the console with it.
No. Because this is still a few years away. This game.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, I do think. Yeah. I think minimum 2 years away.
We can make bets. You think it'll be out 2021 holidays?
No.
I reckon 2021 holidays.
I think 2022 at the earliest. Even if it comes out with a release date of 2021 holidays, it'll get delayed.
It might get pushed.
Yeah.
Well, because COVID's not going anywhere, so
you know, the games that there's a few games that they've already said, okay, they're coming out 2021, and some of those are going to get pushed to 2022. This game they haven't even said 2021 yet. Like, it's definitely 2022 or later. But I'll take a bet. What are we betting, Joe?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, next time I'm in Canada, you can buy me a burger.
Oh, for sure.
Aussie buys a PS5 instead of a Series X.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh.
Nuts?
Aussie buys a PS5 instead of a Series X.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, but this will be next year. You'd have to sell it.
I'll already have it.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's like I said. This game is. Nuts, you made some good points. We don't know, a villain. We don't know the story at all. We don't know what the gameplay. We don't even know if it's third person, first person. We don't know if it's a action RPG. We don't know enough about it. That's why I said we're kind of ranking the hype based on its potential, based on the developer, some of the developers, like the individual people that are working on it, and the time that they're taking, the effort or the care that they're putting into it. I'm pretty hyped. Slappy, have you got anything to say about this one?
That was Crazy Hazy missed it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Who did we miss? Crazy. Have you said much?
Crazy Hazy.
Crazy is a rare man. I know that.
I am.
Yeah.
Yes. So I've played a lot of Rare games, and also Sea of Thieves is my regular game to go to, and I think the thing is I'm excited about it, because it looks great, but as everyone said, it's kind of a bit unknown in terms of gameplay and stuff. But what I've really enjoyed is how Sea of Thieves has developed over the last 2 years, and they've added more content. When it was released, it was a bit there was a lot of kind of criticism around it, but in terms of the last two, well, especially last year since I started playing it, actually, it's really grown into this really detailed game. So I think hopefully Everwild will become this kind of really amazing game that will continue to grow and change and be kind of fluid in terms of its development. So I'm excited about it. I think it is that kind of far away kind of feeling, and I think that's kind of minimizing my hype. But when it comes out,
I'm harder to gauge that hype, doesn't it?
Yeah, for me, I still put it higher than Halo.
There we go.
Yeah. So do I. Yeah.
Okay. And the thing that I want to say about Rare is that I just feel like these guys are I know Rare have had their ups and downs and stuff like that, and they've changed all their their teams are probably very different, but they seem like a company that just cares about the games they make.
Yeah.
Like you said, Sea of Thieves wasn't amazingly full of content when it first came out, but they've shown a lot of care for it since. And even what did come out, it just, from what, I haven't played Sea of Thieves, but I've watched a lot of it. I've definitely watched you play a lot of it. But it just looks like they care and it's well made. What is there is cared about and well made. So I'm excited.
And it's a great multiplayer game.
Yeah,
it's a great multiplayer game, which I think Everwild is very focused on, and I think that would be something that's really driving the game as well.
Cool. All right, so
I think they might go the multiplayer route with this.
They might, they very well might. Since
they've
got that sort of, they've done all the groundwork with Sea of Thieves. They know sort of, they've learnt from that as well. I wouldn't blame them if they did. So we're putting it. Where are we putting it? Below Fable and Hellblade. Is it? More hype.
Yeah.
We've currently got Stalker, which I didn't think would be high up on the list at all. We've currently got that at number 3. is
Below Stalker. for me.
It's above Stalker but below Hellblade.
Yes.
okay. SlappyJack, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Crazy.
Where was Halo? Halo was
Halo's
above,
number 5, below the
Okay.
medium. So are we putting it
Okay.
above the medium or below the medium?
I'd put it
Oh no,
above
you
the
just
medium.
already said it's
No,
above.
it's above.
Stalker.
It's above Stalker. It's
Yeah,
above
it's above
Stalker.
Stalker as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now all of you have done your booms and bombs already, haven't you?
I have not.
Oh,
I have not. You've missed one game.
Oh,
Yes,
Damn,
Duo, we
no,
are
we're
with
not
you.
finished.
We're
We're not
literally the
finished.
same
Okay.
person. What is this?
Oh, okay. Let's not ruin the surprise, but we'll get to that in just a second. All right, Everwild is
I
currently
can't, I
sitting.
can't even believe that actually, because this one's like a dark horse.
Everwild
I know,
is sitting
right?
at number 3. Okay, I'm going to go through the list now. Don't forget, chat. If you want to, someone put in the ranking command here. But if you guys want to change this list, my panel here will have absolutely nothing they can do about it. Our current list, though, guys, is number 1. We've got Fable. Then we've got Hellblade 2, Everwild, Stalker 2, The Medium, Halo Infinite, Scorn, Tell Me Why, and Forza, with 1 game remaining. Here we go. The final game we're going to talk about for this list is Avowed. The big game, the big RPG
Yes,
coming
that's
to
my
us
boom
from...
also.
Yeah, sorry, that's the right command. Thank you, Jarvis. The big game coming from Oblivion. Okay, so there was a couple of
Obsidian,
booms. Did I just hear a boom?
Yes.
Yeah,
both
2
of
of them.
2 booms. Knots, let's start with you.
Let me see
Why is
where I
this
am.
your boom, Knots?
When I saw the trailer, I immediately just thought, "Here we go! It's Elder Scrolls. It's finally happening. We've got the game we want." And even when the arrow shoots through the skull and it goes down that crevice, and then it lands and it lights up, and then all of a sudden there's a guy standing there with a sword and his purple magic ball. I was like, "This is it! This is it!" Avowed. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay." I am so excited for this game.
Yeah.
It's Obsidian. They make great RPGs. They've done Fallouts. They did the Neverwinter series, I think it was. I'm really excited for this, and I honestly think this is going to be a great game. I feel
couldn't
that
agree
this
more.
could be a Skyrim in disguise. I'll say Skyrim, but like it
It's
won't
one of
be.
those first-person RPGs.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I totally agree with
Really
that.
am.
Duo, why is it
Yeah.
your boom?
I agree
Very
with
similar.
pretty much everything that that Not said.
Yeah.
And basically, like Obsidian, one of the only developers that Microsoft bought that I was really disappointed about because they won't be making stuff for other systems was Obsidian.
Yeah.
Because they're a really, really good company.
Great
They made a lot of
studio.
really good RPGs and stuff like that. And it was a good move by Microsoft. And like, I love the setting. I love medieval stuff.
Yeah.
And we don't know much about it. Like literally
No.
the trailers, another one of those crapshoot trailers that doesn't show shit.
Yeah.
But I'm like Obsidian, the fantasy, the medieval, like all that, like just yes. Out of all the games, because I mean, like a lot of these games, there's so many. There was a bunch of first or third person horror games. There's like 4 of them in this, like horror/thriller kind of games.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of sequels, and there's
Yeah.
not that much original shit. Like other than Everwild, Scorn and Medium, I guess. But like I said, those kind of fit into the horror stuff that I don't really care about. So like other than Everwild and Avowed, those were the only one that were very original. I mean, as far as IPs go. So yeah, that's why I'm excited for it.
I heard a story that I don't know which part of as part of the acquisition phase is that Oblivion showed this off to Microsoft as this is our dream game. This is what we want to make. We just haven't, I don't know whether they said they might not have had the funds or the scope to make that sort of game. And Microsoft have seen that and gone, yep, this is our decision to buy Oblivion and put all our money towards you guys making this game. That excites me more than anything, that they're given the chance now to make this game that they've been wanting to make. SlappyJack, what do you think?
I'm excited for it. I think it'll be a good game. I mean, like Duo said, we didn't see anything again. This makes it hard to rate it, but I imagine they'll do a good job. It's Obsidian, so
Yep.
I'm a hype for it. I think it'll be good.
Definitely, totally agree. Crazy. What are you thinking?
I thought the teaser was great. My only experience of like RPG adventure games is Skyrim. That was my first ever adventure RPG, and it didn't really grip me as I'd hoped it would have done, and I never really finished it. Or not that you can. Apparently I understand. So I didn't really.
Yeah.
I didn't really get into it, but I think I'd definitely dip into it. I think it's a game that I'd try out and hopefully get some engagement with. I think for sure. But
Did I
it's
say
not kind of-
Oblivion?
You
Yes.
did.
Oh, Obsidian. My bad. Yep.
But yeah, no, I think I'll check it out. But I'm just not hyped for it.
Yeah. Not. Oh, not hype. Okay. Cool. Okay.
Well, I'm not like I'm not excited.
Fair. No. You can't choose. This is not something you can choose. It's you either are or you aren't, and that's up to you. All right. So we've got it as 2 booms though. Are we
On my list, I have it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, on my unofficial list that doesn't count, it's probably first as well. And obviously, Knots and Duo, it's first because it's your boom. SlappyJack, just completely forgetting everyone else. Where would it be on your list?
It's my second. So
Ooh, okay, fairly high for you.
Giant.
And Crazy, it's
Hellblade.
fairly low for you from the sounds of things.
I would say it's probably below Everwild, but above everything else.
Okay. So that would make it number 4 for you. But
yeah,
we've currently got Fable at number 1, and you weren't very hyped for Fable. So it's going to be 1, 2, or 3, I'm going to say. Avowed, we're going to put in at 1, 2, or 3. Unless chat wants to change anything here. We haven't got anyone adding anything.
Again, the top of the list was
chat.
very jam-packed with stuff. It's hard to do anything.
Yeah, yep. It'll come more into play when we're actually ranking these against the other side. Looks like I think it will be number 1. I mean, if we're talking about it between this and Fable, I know I've got Knots and Duo would call this. If Slappy, if you had to choose between this and Fable, which one are you going with?
this one.
Okay.
I would go to Veld.
And just for you, Crazy?
I would say Avowed if we're going to choose out of those two.
Okay. So it's going in at number 1, which I totally agree with. I didn't get a say, but I'm happy. I'm happy with the list. All right, we have our list, everyone. And we're going to be taking a break in a short moment, and that'll give chat the chance, if you guys want to move anything, you can donate, you can gift sub, or drop some biddies to move things on this list. But currently, as it stands, we've got Avowed at number 1, Fable at number 2, followed by Hellblade 2, Everwild, Stalker 2, The Medium, Halo Infinite, Scorn, Tell Me Why, and dead last is Forza Motorsport. All right, I'm pretty happy with that list. What we'll do, guys, if anyone wants to grab a drink or anything, we're going to take a very short break. And we'll be back in probably, 2 minutes? Is that enough for you guys?
Yeah,
It should be fine.
Yeah, works for me.
Good, yeah.
All right, we'll take a really short break, guys. We'll be back in just a second, and I'll take note of anything that happens in the chat while we're on break. All right, give us 2 secs.
Is he?
There's a great streamer. All right, welcome back, everybody. Oh my god, I gotta.
Did
say
you guys
all
hear
that
us at least?
again. Hey.
I don't even think we said anything.
No,
I was just gonna live. Like,
no, I had everything muted. I don't normally press that button, but I don't normally do this this sort of panel either. So forgive me, guys. Forgive me, guys. Welcome back. We've got the first list done. I purposely saved this second list about the PlayStation 5 exclusive titles, guys. I think there's going to be a little bit more hype for this list.
let's go.
We definitely have a couple more PlayStation guys on this panel. But yeah, still super hyped. And I think we know a little bit more about these games as well, guys. So let's not wait any
Some
longer.
of these were hard to. Some of these were hard to rank. Some of these were hard to rank.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's going to be maybe a little bit more debate around some of these, but let's find out. The first one we're going to talk about. Oh, I didn't have an order I wanted to do these in. Let's just go. I'm going to do them in reverse.
Do the same thing you did last time.
Yeah, reverse alphabetical order. And that is Spider-Man Miles Morales is our first game we're going to talk about. The reason I didn't want to do it is I was going to save this one, but now we'll get it straight out of the way and see how long it stays at number one. Obviously, it's going to go in at number one.
It'll stay number one for a while for me.
Any booms or bombs?
Nope,
No,
so hard.
Ooh, I thought there would be a boom.
Honestly, this was so difficult.
I thought there would be a boom
Sorry?
here, guys. For those that don't know, a boom from the panel means it's their most hyped game. They could also choose a bomb, which would be their least hyped game. So we've got no one putting it at number one.
There's no reason to boom it.
No,
Sorry,
It's
crazy.
It's just I was just gonna say sorry, Duo, but I was just gonna say it's so hard with this list. Like listening to Duo as well, it was
it's
so
so
many
hard.
games, and I'm also thinking it's the size of the game is not going to be a big game like the Spider-Man game.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm not ruling out the gameplay or anything.
to
like
me,
that.
this
It's gonna
feels
be
like an
amazing.
expansion to the first game.
It really does.
Almost like a
And
DLC, but a bit better than a DLC.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard.
I was gonna say it's the exact same thing they did for Infamous Last Light. Like when they came out with Second Son, they came out with a DLC that was standalone that you could play without owning the other one.
Yeah.
And it was basically the same game with a different skin, and it was shorter.
And didn't
So
they
that's
do
what I
something
think this
similar
is.
with the Uncharted series recently?
They did it with Lost Legacy
yes.
as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't boom it. There are too many. It was such a hard list.
Yeah.
It was so hard to like rank these ones. But whilst I'm really excited for it, because I did only play through Spider-Man about 3 months ago for the first time, and I loved it. And then the way it all panned out, and then it was the Miles Morales announcement, and I lost it. I was just like, I'm so excited for that game. But it's the fact that it's not but they've not said it's an expansion. They've said it is a standalone, but it's like an extension.
Yeah.
To
And
me,
basically,
it's a
they're
sequel.
using the assets from the first because it's in the same city
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's. I mean, obviously, that's going to reduce their development
Mm-hmm.
time and all that, and help them out.
Yeah. Massively.
But I
they
doubt
can
that the whole,
improve it.
the campaign or whatever you want to call it is going to go as long as the original as well. Like I doubt
No.
that's that, and I don't think it's coming out at a full price either. Or is that just an
I
assumption
don't think
at this
so.
stage?
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I don't think it warrants a boom just because like it's a sequel. It's gonna be a great game, and
Yes.
it's gonna be at the
Agreed.
top of this list for a long time. I'm sure. I don't think it'll end up there, but it'll be there for a while.
Okay.
But
Okay.
like it's just it's gonna be a great game. It's just not boom worthy.
I agree.
We just know it's gonna be solid.
That's fair.
But it's
That's
a
fair.
day
that
one
first
release
one
as well.
was so good.
And
It was so
I
good.
think it'll be good for the PS5 coming out on as a day one release. It'll probably become a bundled thing.
It'll be a system seller.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
big time.
Yep, I agree. All right, so fairly simply, it goes in at number one, and like I said, I want to see how long it can stay there. This is, the original Spider-Man for PS4 is one of my biggest
made
regrets
Ozzy
of
buy a
not owning a
PS4.
PS4. It was, I remember when it had just been out a while, and I was seeing all these awesome reviews for it, and I came this close to buying a PS4, and I had just also had a baby and stuff like that, so money was a bit
There's
tight.
still time.
And I was
There's
sitting
still
there.
time.
I was sitting there.
still
No,
time.
and I
There's
made
still time.
myself a deal then. I made myself a deal, and it still stands to this day. I said to myself, "Okay, I'm not going to spend the money, but if and this is never going to happen, but if I run out of good games to play on my Xbox and I'm sitting here with nothing to play, then I'm buying it. Never happens.
What are you playing carry?
Join us. Join us.
Come on,
Ozzy.
man. Come on, Ozzy. You never
then-
run out of games.
no,
You just
but-
look at
Since then-
whatever's leaving Game Pass.
Since then, I've started
start
my
playing
YouTube
that.
channel. I've got this Twitch channel, and I'm known for my achievements and my achievement guides and my Xbox. So I can't change my whole. It's my brand. So the
Come
deal
play
is
with
done.
us, Ozzy.
The
Come
deal is
play with
done.
us.
Okay. Doesn't
Come
mean I can't
with us,
appreciate the
Ozzy.
other side though.
Snack.
I'm not one of these fanboys who says PlayStation shit or anything like that. I definitely appreciate it, and I'm jealous. Okay, but so it's at number 1 for now. SlappyJack, did you say much about this one? I can't keep track. Of it.
I can't wait to play it. I wanna swing all over the place in the PS5 and just be like, wee.
Yeah, that's exciting. It's exciting to look at like the improvements that it'll be a good comparison too. Looking at it on PS5.
It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
Gonna be so
bad. Didn't they say though that they're gonna be bringing out the Spider-Man on the PS5? There was some rumor that it was going to come out as well.
You think maybe?
Yeah,
It's possible.
They
I'm
seem
pretty
to
sure
be
this is
steering-
going to go on the PS4 also.
They definitely seem to be steering against that. They keep pushing this story that they want it to be exclusive, and what's the point of bringing old software to this brand new hardware and not using it properly and blah blah blah. So
Actually,
they're
that's
going in a
true
very
because like
different
if it's backwards compatible, then it doesn't matter if it goes on the PS5, right?
yeah.
If it
They
just
still
works on
haven't
your
confirmed.
PS5, you don't
PS5
even.
have not confirmed their whole backwards compatible.
No.
Like,
no,
They said
how
it's going
that's
to be
gonna
there, but
work.
they don't say what games.
yeah.
it was something like the top 100 games or something.
The top
then it's
100
like-
games, and then they'll add it like they did for the Xbox
The
360.
actual line, the actual quote from that is they're working on having the top 100 games become available, but they haven't confirmed anything at all. Not one single game. From the last I heard, anyway. Okay, so that's easily slotting in at number 1 because it's the first game. I think I can gauge your hype levels though. Like it's sort of like if it was a full game, we'd be even more hyped. But it's sort of a known, very different to some of the games in the other list. This game I feel like is almost a known quantity. Like we know what we're going to get with it, and what we're going to get is very good. But is it that like full game? That's the thing that slows it down.
Yeah, it depends
slows
how
the
long
hype
it
down
is.
a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so the next game that we're going to talk about is Sackboy: A Big Adventure. I know nothing about this whole. It's in the Little Big Planet world. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I know
So
nothing.
Little Big
Yeah, that's
Planet.
right.
Little Big Planet was just a game where you kind of create your own adventures, sort of thing, right? So this looks like an offshoot of that. It's like a 3D Mario sort of thing, but you don't make your own levels. Maybe you will. I don't think you will.
No, I
It's more of a streamlined experience.
Yep. I didn't expect any booms, but no bombs either.
No.
Okay, sorry, Joey. Keep going.
It was that. That's just it. It's
Yeah.
literally it's like like when I saw it, I'm like, oh, it's like Minecraft Dungeons in the sense that they're taking the IP and doing something slightly different, like slightly adjacent to it.
Yeah.
So it's more like a 3D Mario game, but it's in with the Sackboy universe sort of thing.
Yeah. It did look like, from that point of view, it looked like a cool 3D platformer.
Yeah.
Which is cool to get more of those anyway. I think there's a bit of a shortage of those, good ones.
Yeah, it'll be good for kids and stuff like that. Like I'm sure your daughter would love to play it or something.
Yeah.
And it'll probably have multiplayer, so you can play with her, kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun.
Although I won't
I'm
be
not
doing
overly
that 'cause
hyped, but I
don't
think it'll
get-
be
I'm
fun.
not getting a PS5.
I was just saying, Ozzy. I was
okay.
just
Yeah.
saying.
Aren't you?
Good try. Slappyjack, what do you
I thought
think of
this
this
was
one? Do you know
influence
this world?
time.
I don't have any interest in it.
But it's
Not
not
at
your
all.
bomb, so there's something even worse on the list coming.
Yeah,
Okay.
something
Okay.
worse.
All right.
But yeah, it's not for me.
Knots, what about you?
I'm not bothered by the game at all. I've tailed it off in my notes that it is a game made for kids, and the only reason I'll own it is for my kids.
Fair.
Like
fair.
I'm just not bothered by it. I never played Little Big Planet. I used to work in a game store at the time when Little Big Planet came out, and there was grown men. Oh, it's great! It's so much fun! It's a really good laugh. And I'm just not seeing it with a game like this. I'm not seeing it with Sackboy. I'm not bothered. But it's not.
So
it's
my-
not.
Sorry, Joey, go.
When this game came out, I was working. So I work in the video game industry, right? And 10 years ago, I used to work at EA in Montreal. And my one of the guys one of my leads for the team or whatever, he like he was obsessed with Little Big Planet, just because I mean he was a designer, he was a creative director, like he just because the whole point of Little Big Planet is that you make your own levels, right? So for a creative person like him, he loved it, and he made this game about a story of someone selling cocaine.
Okay.
Basically what happened was there's this gigantic, like there's a wall, and then there's just this gigantic nose, and basically when you go and step on this thing, it just sucks up all this powder. It was the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, like you could do anything in that game. That's why people enjoyed it. So this is like a side thing. Like I don't have this high on my list, but I mean, like I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But it's like I think it'll be more fun because like the thing is like those games, like the old Little Big Planets, live and die on the content that other people make. Like the content that the designers make is good, and that's what this is going to be, because it'll be solid content that the people craft and create, not tons of shovelware you have to sift through to find something cool.
Do we think this
Do you
will
think it's
have
gonna be
player-made levels? Or
Yeah, I was
don't
about
think
to say.
so. I think they're moving away from that.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Knots, you were going to say
I-
something?
Yeah, I wondered if they're going to take the route of Mario Maker, Super Mario Maker, and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
be-
down the track. I think it'll be released as a standalone thing, won't it? But maybe they'll add that in, or yeah, who knows? And Crazy, what do you think of this one?
So I've actually played all 3 Little Big Planets, not the racing
Really?
ones, but I played them all, yes. And
but you've not played
they are.
Fable.
Crazy's the
And
real
I've not
kid
played
here.
Fable. I again, I'm a PlayStation person, so I've that's probably why I haven't played Fable. But I've
He's played all of
owned
these and
PS3.
not Fable, guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm learning from my mistakes.
Yeah. All right.
So
Tune in tomorrow, remember?
yes, yeah. But I am no. I think it's a game that I'd check out. I definitely wouldn't be putting hype onto it. Like it'd be a bit of fun. I like a good platformer. I'm a platformer. You know, I love platformers. I played Crash Bandicoot and Spyro recently, but it's definitely not up there. It's a game that it's part of their brand, really. It's like one of those games that comes out with their brand each time, and that's what they do. I haven't seen a Little Big Planet game for at least 8 years.
It's been a while.
So
This
been a
development
long time.
studio. This development studio is the one that made that third one.
Okay.
Yes, so I think it's always a brand kind of thing that they do, and I think that it's something I'll check out, but I wouldn't go out and buy it tomorrow if it was out.
Yep. Fair.
Definitely below Spider-Man.
You reckon?
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Are we
definitely.
sure?
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
sure?
Oh,
Hang on, what's the actual title
Much
again?
lower on the list, I'd say.
Sackboy. Okay, let me just put that at number 2. Probably the highest it's ever going to be. Number 2.
Yes.
Depends what game next.
Okay, the next game we want to talk about is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Yes.
I believe this one will have a little bit more hype. All right. Any
Yes.
booms or bombs to start with? Nope.
Not me.
Okay.
No.
Let's start. Since you finished on that one, Crazy, let's start with you on this one. What are you thinking
So
of Ratchet and Clank?
So for months I've been planning to play Ratchet and Clank the remake on PS4 because it's on PS Plus, but
Yep.
I haven't played any of the old ones, and I've been really wanting to play it. But there's been more games coming in that have just taken over that, and there's also been a film that's been out in the last 10 years that came out with the games as well, and I think it will have I'm looking forward to playing the remake of the original on the PS4 PS Plus. But in terms of my own hype at the moment, because I haven't played it, it's not that up there, but I am looking forward to playing the original remake, so that is something that's there, but I wouldn't say I'm ecstatic about it.
Awesome. In terms of, like, I totally get where you're coming from. Like, again, not having a PS5, and my opinion doesn't matter in this show, but I mean, I think it'd be a game where if it was an Xbox exclusive and it came to Game Pass, I'd probably try it out and play it. It's not something I'm super excited for, but it is one of those sort of franchise games for the PlayStation that sort of, I think everyone who gets PlayStation 5 will have this on their radar at some level, for sure.
If it's a launch title, for sure, but I don't think it is.
I forgot if they had said whether it is or not. I thought it was going to be.
It's a 2021.
I'm honestly not sure.
It says 2021, does it?
I think it was a 2021.
Okay, who knows? Yeah, I didn't do my homework on that again because I'm trying to just be impartial here. SlappyJack, what do you think? It seems
I'm
like a game
fairly
you
hyped for
enjoy.
it.
Yeah.
I'm fairly hyped for it. I played the Ratchet and Clank games before. They're usually fun games. They're fun platformers and stuff like that. I'm definitely interested to see how it goes being on like the PlayStation 5, with like an SSD and the load times, like what kind of stuff they're gonna do with the game.
Yeah.
Just to see how they transition and everything and how it looks. It just looks like a fun game from what I've seen from the trailers. So
Yeah.
I'm
They
definitely
showed in that
interested.
trailer where when he goes through the portals and it sort of does this little transition thing. Apparently that is the loading screen. And it only goes for like 2 seconds. It's pretty cool. I'm interested to see that. Joy, this seems like the sort of game where you'd normally, set aside a stream or two to try and get the plat on something like this.
So I haven't ever really played any Ratchet and Clanks.
That surprises me. Yeah.
Crazy hazy. I want to go and play the remake that they did for the PS4, like the remake of the original. I know Ribs played it not very long ago. I want to do it. Yeah. I just haven't gotten around to it. This one looks really cool. It looks like a lot of fun. One of my friends loves the Ratchet and Clank series. It's just another platformer, like another fun platformer with zany controls. Like there's crazy guns and stuff like that. So it's just one of those fun little games, but I've never really played it. Like it's definitely above my Sackboy, but it's definitely below Spider-Man.
Yeah. No surprises there for now. Early on the list. Knots, did we get your opinion on this one?
I am mad excited about it.
Yeah.
I really liked it when I was younger. It was a game that my brother and I used to play a hell of a lot, and I've just got fond memories of the games. So yeah, it's not super high because unfortunately there are so many good titles coming out on the PS5, but I'm really excited. Like and what Slappy was saying about and Aussie, what you've said as well, the load times are going between dimensions. That is their load times apparently, and whilst we've seen that in the trailer, if they can deliver that on the console, it's going to be a crazy, fast-paced, fun game.
I'm excited for that too. In general, of all the games, of the next gen, I'm excited for that development. And that they sort of had a way to show it off in that trailer. And like you said, if that becomes, if they deliver on that, it's going to be pretty exciting for a lot of games, I think. Yeah. All right. So looking at the list, we're going to.
Can I just add one thing?
Yeah, go for it.
I missed out on. I just really briefly, but one thing that I realized is that Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter came out kind of around the same time, and I missed out on Ratchet and Clank because I was playing Jack and Daxter, so that's why I think I've missed out on it.
See, I never played Jack and Daxter.
I'm hearing
it.
Always
so good. One or the other. It was like Crash and Spyro.
Same thing.
Yeah. Well, I thought with you playing Crash recently on your stream, Joe, that Ratchet and Clank seems to be something you sort of would fit in with that. And
I'll probably fit it in sometime soon, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, play the most recent one before this one comes out, maybe at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna do the same. Yeah.
All right. So moving on to so we're slotting that in at number 2. So we've got Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, and Sackboy. The next game on the list is one very similar. Like we don't even actually know the official name of this game, but at the moment it is Project Athia, I think is how you say it.
I think so.
I put this in a similar ballpark to Avowed in that it's a long way off. We don't know a lot about it yet, other than the team and stuff like that. Who's got something to say about this? Who do we? Duo, you're about to speak.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I've done my fair research for the whole thing or whatever, but basically, like it.
Appreciate it.
I think I was more hyped for Avowed, only because like I like Square Enix. I love Square Enix. Like they make great games sometimes, but sometimes they definitely bomb shit.
Yeah, okay, that's the difference, isn't it? The sometimes word. Yeah.
Sometimes, exactly. So I mean, like, there's literally like I feel like I know less about this game than I know about Avowed, and I barely know anything about Avowed.
Good point. Yeah.
So I'm still more hyped than Ratchet and Clank and Sackboy just because I don't know what it will be, and I'm excited for it because it could be anything.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like, I don't know anything about it, and it looks really like the graphics were insane. But that's like all they showed was like flary graphics of them jumping from rock to rock. I'm like, they probably don't even have that in the game. It just looked cool.
Yep.
I always worry that when we see trailers like that and they talk about this and they show this is a PS5 showcase and they're just trying to show off the console, and they did it with Rise, Son of Rome on the Xbox One. That game. Wow, that looked incredible. It played well, but it was a 4 or 5 hour game. It was merely there as this. It was to show off. And I worry that because it's Square Enix, it probably won't be, but what they were showing us.
The other thing that the reason it won't be for this, Knots, is that it's not coming out to launch the console or anything like that. Yeah, you're probably right with the trailer, but the fact that they've even said it's still a few years away.
Right,
Can we make bets?
means-
I'm thinking 2025.
Yeah, okay. There's even a potential that it won't come out ever. Like it's that sort of.
That's true. That's true.
Like, so the fact that it's years and years away, it's not one. I love your comparison because the trailer makes you think that definitely not. And I love your comparison with Rise, but the fact that they've said it's not like this thing that they're bringing out to help show off the PS5 at launch sort of changes my opinion on that. Yeah, Joe does want the bets in today. But yeah, 2025, you're probably around the right ballpark there, Joe. Yeah.
Imagine that would be so shit.
It would, because then they go,
not
oh, by the way,
surprised.
the PS6 is coming out in 2 years. Like, cool.
Yeah, I think it is something that is a fair way off. I mean, this is a completely another topic, and we won't go into it here. But I disagree with showing games that early. Like, what's the real point? Like,
Yeah,
they just wanted something flashy to put in their showcase.
That was the hardest game for me to put on the list because just we didn't see anything. It was just like I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know anything.
I threw it in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I did. I put it right in the middle because I don't know.
Again,
Which is still above Ratchet and Clank and Sackboy, but below Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So that's like what I said before about there's some hype involved because one, it had a flashy trailer, and if they deliver on that, it's going to be pretty cool.
Dragon.
The
and the dragon was sick.
The team behind it, stuff like that. Yeah.
It showed, like, if you look at the character, the protagonist, she's wearing like a pair of white Vans. She's wearing sneakers in this fantasy world where she's fighting wolves and dragons. So
reminds
you
me
wonder
of the cancelled Scalebound, if anyone knows that. Like,
which one? Oh, Scalebound. Yeah.
Yeah, which was the guy that was wearing like the headphones and fighting a dragon and listening to music at the same time. You guys remember that big trailer?
Yeah.
Like, it reminds me of that a little bit. And that game ended up cancelled and never coming out, and it was a big E3 trailer back in the day. Like, so
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like the thing with that is like it might even end up looking so different, and then they'll just change the name, and because obviously that's not the name, right? They're gonna call it something else. Like, oh, this used to be this. Is like it doesn't even look the same.
Yeah, it could become anything. Yeah, you're right. It's crazy. Did you have anything to say on it?
I just feel it's again one of those games that we don't know much about, so I'm kind of again in the middle with it. I because it's Square Enix, it gives me a bit of hype, but apart from that, I'm kind of
I considered not even having it on the list or part of the show, but it was one of the things I just wanted to chuck in there because I thought
it's worth chatting about.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see where the hype level is now and where it can change as we get closer to 2025, maybe. I'll do another episode of this show in 2024, and we'll see.
We'll see if it's still on the list.
All you guys were booked in.
When Amazon has bought out Twitch and we're now streaming live on Amazon.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez. Weird. Wait, hang on, who owns Twitch now?
Amazon.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Well, we won't be having Twitch anymore. It will just be Amazon.
Okay.
They'll just take.
And we're still putting it. Are we still putting it above Ratchet and Clank? Do we agree on that?
For me, it was.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Ratchet and Clank will be fun, but I'm not super hyped for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Put it. It's above Ratchet and Clank.
I can understand that. All right. I feel a boom coming here. The next game is Horizon Forbidden West, or is it Horizon 2? I don't know if I have the title right.
It's Horizon
Forbidden West.
Okay, Horizon Forbidden West. Any booms? No booms.
Yes.
Oh,
really?
Wait,
I was hoping none.
Crazy said yes.
I said yes. I am a boom for this, and I know what the other boom might be, but I'm not going to say it at this point.
I thought it would be you. Yep.
But yeah, I'm excited about Horizon. I loved it on PS4, and I'm so excited both for the sequel. I'm just really excited about it. I love the first one. It was just so epic. Great story, great gameplay, amazing design. So excited.
Yeah,
so excited about it.
Boom for me too.
Oh, it's boom.
Really?
Oh, nice.
I didn't hear you, Slap. Sorry. But boom.
That's okay. Boom.
Tell us why,
Yeah,
Slaps.
same thing. I love the first one so much. I like the challenge, the difficulty, how you could scale it up so difficult. I had like such a good time playing it because it was so hard. and like the story I thought was pretty cool and interesting and everything. It's just a really unique and fun game. Just running around fighting robot enemies and shit. I don't know. I usually don't like games like that, but I feel like they did a really good job on that one.
They did.
So I'm super stoked for the second one to come out.
Yeah. It's probably in my top 3 regrets of not having a PS4 Horizon.
Really.
Yeah.
PC now. It's on PC now.
Yeah, I don't play PC games either. And
Apparently
Fall Guys
it's horribly
only
optimized though.
It's a mess.
solidified that. Is it a mess on PC?
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Digital
is it?
Foundry
Okay.
I
ran.
did see someone streaming it on. I watched someone streaming it on PC the other day, and I watched for an hour or so, and there was no issues. But who knows? Yeah, it looked good. Okay, so we got the boom from Slappy and the boom from Crazy. Knots, how are you feeling about it?
I'm hyped. I really am excited for it, but I never finished the first one due to burnout because I found the game there was too much going on.
Yeah.
I found I had pacing issues with it. It was quite hard to play. You were kind of forced to play a certain way.
Yeah.
I felt at least you couldn't. I wanted to play a lot of I didn't want to be punished on harder difficulties for going in guns blazing. I wanted to be able to, or bows blazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you couldn't do that. And that for me, I found it hard to play. I still pumped in 15 or 20 hours into the game.
Yep.
But that's why for me, it's not a boom. I'm very excited for it. When I saw it, I was really excited.
Okay. Now, sometimes that sort of burnout can be more to do with what you've been playing before that, and sort of how you've been going, or what's going on in your other, outside of gaming. But is it? Do you think it was more about the game, or more about the situation around that?
Well, no, I tried playing it again as well.
Okay.
Probably about 7 months ago, I got the DLCs with it too, because it was like £15 or something in a game store, and I tried it again and again. I felt the same thing. It was a pacing issue.
Okay.
There was just too much going on in the world, and it wasn't engaging enough for me. Whereas a game like Witcher 3, I've completed that on 2 different platforms now. I was engaged constantly, and
you didn't get that burnout on that, which is saying something.
No. So to me, that's just it. I totally respect anyone that loves the game, because it's amazing. It really is. But for me, it's just not that big of a deal. It's still a big deal, but it's not my boom.
Can we just take a second to thank CW? All of you know CW. He's just raided the stream. I don't have alerts on this screen, but thank you so much, CW. Welcome in, Raiders.
Welcome in, Raiders.
Welcome in.
everyone.
Awesome, C-Dubs. Love you, mate. Hope you're going well.
Hey, Raiders.
Yeah, going well with the show so far, guys. For the Raiders that don't already know, we're recording this live. We're ranking the hype. We're talking about all the upcoming games to the Xbox and to the PlayStation. You can get involved in the show. There's some links in the chat there that you can read and work out what you want to do if you want to move some of these lists. We are currently almost halfway through PlayStation 5. We've got, are we halfway? Yeah, we are. We've got Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Project Athia, Ratchet & Clank, and Sackboy so far we've ranked. And we're currently talking about Horizon Forbidden West. Thank you again, C-Dubs. Can we get a shout out as well for C-Dubs in the chat, please? All right, so thanks for that, sorry. Where were we? Duo, have you... I don't actually know if you've played the original.
I played it probably the exact same amount as Knots did. I played about maybe 15, 20 hours. I never beat it. I lent it to a friend, and that was before quarantine, so I have not gotten it back.
I've heard you say that.
I've been, curious to finish it. I like the lore of the game. I always wanted to find out what the hell even happened to the world. That was my driving factor for continuing it. I thought it was fun. I didn't think it was like mind-blowing or anything like that, but it was a solid open world game.
And now it's unobtained plat sitting on your list.
Now it's an unobtained plat. Now the problem that I actually have, I was thinking about this before, is that if I start playing again, I don't know if I would want to restart from the very beginning. Even if I don't know how, I can't even remember how to play. I can't remember what I was doing. I can't remember anything. But do I really want to waste 15 hours going back?
It's such a story-heavy game as well, with tons of cutscenes. So you've got to wait again and have this excitement, and it's hard.
I can kind of remember what was going on. Like, you start in that valley, and then you have to go to that other city, the bigger city. You get to the big city, and then people come in. You have to do a trial, and then people they crash your party at your trial, and then that's basically where I was.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, and what about our hype for it then, guys? In terms of where have you guys got it sitting for you guys? Crazy. What about you? Since it's your boom,
Well,
is it number one?
Booms.
It's number one for me.
Yeah, it is number. Yeah, I just wanted to check that we've got that sort of on the
Number
right
one.
page.
I have it below Spider-Man.
Below
I have it
Spider-Man.
below Spider. Above
in terms
everything
of,
else.
okay, I knew we were going to with two
I actually
booms. I
have
knew we were
mine
going to have
below
this problem.
Project Athea, only because of the potential that game might bring. Because I know what Horizon is going to be. It's going to be the same game. There's nothing wrong with that. It's going to be great. But it doesn't. I'm not hyped for basically more of the same, which is fine. The potential that Project Athea could be excites me more.
Yeah, I think in terms of our overall list, though, I think I'm going to give extra, and I think I did this with the other list as well. I'm going to give extra points to it because it was two booms. So my only contemplation here is I'm thinking putting it above Spider-Man, but I'm not.
I would agree. It
100%
would
sure.
go above Spider-Man.
Hands up.
Yep.
The booms for me between Spider-Man and Horizon. Like,
Yeah,
that was my kind of
yeah.
like.
So without giving anything away for the rest of the list, number 1 and 2 for you would be this and then Spider-Man. Crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. I think because, and also, again, I'm not allowed to choose here, but again, because what a lot of you said about Spider-Man being a little bit less hype because of it being not that full release sort of thing, I think we're gonna put Horizon Forbidden West at number 1 for now and see if anything can knock it off down the track. A few good games still to be talking about. Let me just pop that in there. All right, and let's move on to the next game. Next game we're going to talk about very similar to a game that we had in the previous list, and that is going to be Gran Turismo 7. Is this going to be a real short discussion or not?
I actually have this high on my list only because I played a lot of Gran Turismo 2 on PS1, and I loved Gran Turismo.
Okay.
I played like 2 to 4 were really, really good. The PS1 and PS2 ones, they kind of got away from that with the PS3 and PS4 games. Like they were trying too hard to be just like all about the best looking graphics or whatever. And they got away from the meta game. It just felt so different and not as fun. And from what I've read doing some research here is that it looks like they're trying to go back to the classic style and the feeling that the old ones brought. And that is what excites me. And that's why it's higher on my list, because I'm hyped for that, for the maybe that it might return to form.
Yeah, okay. And it's your hype, Duo. We can't argue with that.
No, for sure. I understand. I understand that most people will not be, because like even me, I don't even like simulation racing games anymore. I used to play this a lot, but I prefer street racing games now. So I mean, like maybe that's why I didn't like the like anything past Gran Turismo 4, because it just wasn't my taste anymore. But if I can get that feeling back, maybe it might be.
My brain wanted to automatically argue with that, because I was like, how can you say that when you were no hype for Forza? But it's your own personal hype, and you've got nostalgia reasons and all of that history with the franchise. But I mean, I know I'm a fanboy here, but I will guarantee that Forza Motorsport will be a better looking game and a better game than this, because that team just make an amazing racing game. But that's not what this is about. It's not what the better game is. It's what your hype level is. I was wondering, was there any bombs? There was no bombs. No bombs?
Yeah, there was. I bombed it.
Bomb!
Oh, you bombed it?
So
really?
Duo just went away with it. We're meant to get to the bombs first, but anyway.
Here we go. That's my bomb. I don't want to play it.
Yeah. I am not surprised.
I also want to echo the bomb.
We got 2 bombs. I knew there was going to be 1 or 2 bombs for this. It's not your bomb as well, is it, by any chance?
It's not, mate. No.
Okay. So Slappy, why is it your bomb?
I don't know. I'm just not a big like racing guy, and I played the old Gran Turismo games. I just wasn't about them. I just thought they were boring. Like I just couldn't get into them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember doing like the license stuff and all that. And I just hated it. I was like, I don't like these games.
I actually loved Gran Turismo on PlayStation 1 back when I was a PlayStation guy.
Yeah, Gran Turismo 2 is so good.
Yeah, but this would have probably been my bomb as well. So no worries there. I understand that. Crazy. Why is it your bomb?
I hate to be the like racing sim.
No, but you either are or you
representative here.
aren't. So it's not.
Yeah,
There's no,
But I it just doesn't get, it's just my taste, I'm just not into racing games. I'm just
Fine. It's
totally
fair.
not there with it. And when I saw it on the list, I was like, oh no, just like it just isn't, I'm just not with it. And I love that other people get hype from it and excitement from it, but just for me, no.
Yeah,
Just-
same here.
fair enough. Fair enough. What's your opinion, Not? So I feel like you're going to be somewhere in the middle, or
Yeah, so
closer to bomb than middle, maybe.
It's a lot closer to bomb the middle. I don't like Gran Turismo. Between Forza and Gran Turismo, it's always Forza for me. I always find it a much more relaxed game, much more accessible. The only reason I've got, and this isn't a bomb for me, is for the VR support and with the haptic feedback and the trigger. The adaptive triggers.
Did you know that Xbox One already has this technology, and Forza uses it? Did you know that?
Does it?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Xbox One controllers have haptic feedback, and Forza is the #1 game series that actually makes use of it. And everyone's raving
it's
about
the
this
VR.
new PS5.
It's missing the
technology.
VR.
Yeah, it doesn't have the VR. I'm not talking about the VR. But yeah. Anyway, side note. Continue.
That's just one of the reasons that it's not a bomb for me. I get people's draw for it.
Yep.
And I get why people would be excited for this, racing fanatics. And that's absolutely fine. But it's probably something that I'll play if it's ever on PS Plus or it's ever on the cheap. I'll play it for a few hours and just go, well, I'm done with that now. But it's not something I'm going to actually go out and get.
Yep. Fair enough too. I totally agree with all of that.
if I saw a PS Plus, I'd be like, oh, really?
Yeah, you'd be disappointed. You'd be like, I wanted a better, I wanted a different game.
I'm sorry.
I feel that. I feel that.
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm guessing that we're going to be chucking this in right at the bottom at the moment, especially with the two bombs.
Sackboy.
It might stay. It might stay at the bottom. I'm going to put it below Sackboy on our list for now with the two bombs, guys. So whether or not anything takes its place, we'll wait and see. Any arguments from you guys, apart from you, Knots?
No.
I think
No,
the general consensus is that it's at the bottom for now. And I think that's, I don't know how much significance we should put on it. It's because it's a racing game and not everyone's into that. It's very niche. So the hype is pretty low there for us.
It's hype, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, the next game on the list. This one is something I would be excited for. Is Godfall.
This is my bomb.
No!
Bomb.
Oh, really?
It looks like boring trash. It looks generic and boring.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't
no
looked into it enough. I've only
It
seen
has
a trailer or
zero
whatever.
personality.
Okay.
It has zero personality. They're trying to make like a God of War Borderlands, right? But Borderlands is actually hilarious and has great writing and has a fun story and really interesting characters. And what is this? This is Destiny with swords.
Okay.
They didn't show any story. I have zero hype for this. And they even mishmashed all of their trailers. They showed a gameplay thing that completely changed the vibe of what they had before. The first trailer they did when they did the whole PlayStation reveal or whatever, they had fucking R&B and all kinds of hip hop or whatever with the game. I'm like, how does that even fit this game?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you guys trying to do?
Trying to do? Yeah.
Yeah.
No hype.
Did I
Zero.
miss any other bombs? It was just Duo's bomb? Yeah. No one else? Yep. Okay. Slappy, what were you saying?
I was just saying this is like my number 9 on the list.
Okay,
I don't
close
know.
to a bomb. Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost my bomb. Just not hyped for it at all.
Okay.
It doesn't look good to me.
Maybe I misread I've only watched the trailer for it, or one of the most recent I don't even know. It just looks. It looked like, and I just don't pay a lot of attention. As soon as I know it's a PlayStation exclusive, my brain sort of sometimes goes somewhere else. But I just liked the setting or the themes that it looked like. I'm not sure. The chat are asking if it's a timed exclusive.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
It's
and sometimes they don't.
They're
not that. They don't let you know some of those details as well as they could because of all these deals and stuff like that. Some games you think are a complete exclusive, and then all of a sudden they're not because And sometimes it's just a marketing deal and stuff like that you don't know about. So I'm not sure. The information might be out there on the internet, but I'm not sure. But I know that it is at least an exclusive at the start. So what level of exclusive it is, I'm not sure.
Apparently,
Go nuts.
it's a timed exclusive.
Yep.
Series X owners will have to wait. PC users, though, will get the game around the same time as PS5.
Okay. But we don't know how long Xbox will have to wait, probably.
No, exactly. The game development team, could have been fired before it gets moved over. So depends how bad it is.
Yeah, exactly. And not how excited for you, if at all, for this one?
I was. This is actually in the middle for me.
Okay.
Because it just seems like this. No, you just don't. It's just a hack slash that you don't have to think about. It just gives me that Destiny look. I don't think it's gonna be good at launch, but if they do it right, they could well improve it down the line and make it quite a good game. They're basing it on the classes are defined by the weapons you use, and then you've got valor plates which affect your abilities in the game. So that's where they're trying to make it so obviously your characters are unique. I will check it out after watching some reviews on it, I think, but
Yeah.
I'm not mad hyped for it, but I don't think it's going to be terrible.
Middle ground sounds about right. And Duo coined the phrase Destiny with swords. Is that necessarily a bad thing?
It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I mean, like,
you what's up here? It says it's Destiny with swords.
You've
you
actually
wrote it
written
down
that as
too?
well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
but I mean, like, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I just have zero hype for
what
it.
spin you put on it there, right? So,
Yeah, like maybe it'll be better. Maybe I'll get hyped for it when I get closer and they reveal more details. But right now, I have nothing.
Doesn't look very good to me right now. Just doesn't do it. I don't know.
Fair enough too.
I have a Destiny sword. So
Destiny already has its own swords. Okay,
Guess you're
so we
ready
can
for
just go
the game
play
then.
Destiny.
Anyway.
We don't have to play this. I was wondering what you were doing there, Crazy. What are
Sorry,
your
I just
thoughts
did
on
it
this,
myself.
Crazy?
So, as you probably guessed, I was quite a big Destiny player when it first came out and in the beginning stages of Destiny 2. However, Destiny's kind of structure kind of pushed me away from it, and I've kind of gone off it in the last year or so. I mean, I think my level of hype is around the same as Knott's. I'm going to try it out. It's a game that's going to be probably quite action-packed. There's going to be maybe some stats-based stuff to it as well. Again, the story kind of makes me a bit nervous, and it's probably going to launch not as kind of well-polished as I'd hoped. But I'm going to try it out, but I'm not, like, losing sleep over my hype.
Yeah, okay. All right, so that brings me to the question. Where are we putting it on our list? So currently we've got sort of Project Athia and Ratchet & Clank sitting in the middle at spots 3 and 4 out of our 6 so far. Are we more or less hyped? I think a couple... Let's start with Ratchet & Clank. Are we putting it above? Is it more hyped or less hyped than Ratchet & Clank? Just a yes or a no from you guys. Yes or no,
I
probably.
mean, it's below Gran Turismo.
For you, Duo, it's below Gran Turismo. All right, Slappy.
It's above Ratchet for me.
No hype.
So it's below Ratchet for Slappy and Duo. What about you, Crazy?
Above Ratchet for me.
Above Ratchet and Knots. You weren't very hyped for Ratchet. Above, okay.
Above Ratchet for me.
So we've got the spot here. Okay. Okay, so 2 below, 2 above. Sorry?
I had it above Ratchet, below Project Athia.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you two would have it, and then the other two would have it even below that.
Below.
No one on
So throw it
chat
in the
wants to chip in. RE8's not an exclusive, APOC, not that I know of. It's definitely not on my list.
No.
So I
The
know.
timed exclusive.
No, it's not, is it? I don't think it is.
I think it's out on PC at the start, but Series X. Well,
RE8's going to be on
would
both
be
consoles. Definitely.
amazed
I
if Resident
guarantee
Evil
it.
8
I will guarantee that. I'm putting my money in. Anyway, but we're getting off on a 10. Okay, and now, so if I'm putting it below Ratchet and Clank but above Sackboy, are we happy with that, or two of you
I'm happy
are
with
and two
that.
of you aren't?
I'm happy with that because I think it's kind of in the middle of the two groups.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So we'll put it below Ratchet and Clank, but above... below Ratchet and Clank, but above Sackboy. I think that's good enough for our list. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next game. Ghostwire Tokyo. Do we know enough about this? That's one of my questions, but
that's a bomb.
That is the bomb.
Really?
The bomb for Knots. That surprises me.
I have that one at number 9 also.
Oh, okay, so it is fairly low. I figured this would be around the middle when I first looked at this list. But yeah, okay. Why is it your bomb, Knots?
I don't see what the whole game's about. I'm not excited by the look of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the guys that did Evil Within. It reminds me of a game called The Darkness. I don't know if you remember that.
Ah, I remember.
I don't remember that one.
Is that with Jackie Boy?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Is that with Jackie Boy? The Darkness?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
game is weird.
I really love the
Not
Evil
the
Within
comic-
games.
the
I
thing
didn't
about
know
the
this was
comics?
from the same team.
As
Yeah,
the
it's-
Evil Within, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have any interest in it. It's not a game that I would play. There's a game I played quite recently that reminded me of it, and it just wasn't. It isn't for me.
If this
I wanted
game
to
means that I'm not getting an Evil Within 3, then this game goes straight to the bottom for me.
Oh, really?
Sorry, Knots, go.
Yeah, there's just something about it. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't look that great to me. There's these I don't know, phantoms or something that you have to fight. I just can't see where the draw is personally.
No,
Yeah.
I'm with you, man. It looks boring. It doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't really look. It looks empty and boring, and it doesn't. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, there's literally no information for this.
You can pet a dog in it. That's about it.
Yeah, okay.
Straight
So-
to number 1.
Straight to number one. Gotcha,
I'm
great.
joking.
So is it one of those games where once we find out more, it could raise the hype, but at the moment it's pretty low.
Yeah, I'm not hyped about it either. Not really.
And Crazy, what have you got to say?
I mean, I'm curious. I wouldn't say it's like, I'd say it's in the medium to low category, but I'm curious about what they might bring up. But I'm taking it as kind of a face value moment at the moment. It could develop, but then the game can change later. So I'm kind of saying
Sure.
it would probably be below Godfall for me, if I was going to put the list.
Yep. All right. And did everyone, Slappy? Did you have a say on this one? I can't remember. I'm losing
I
track.
just said I wasn't very hyped for it. It didn't look that interesting to me, honestly. I don't know.
No, I feel you. Okay.
It just doesn't look that.
So I think the sort of the medium to lower end of this list is where we're finding a lot of these games. So we're having a bit of a log jam. Where is it in terms of Godfall then that we just placed?
I have it above Godfall, but I have Godfall last. So
Yeah, more.
Yeah.
Who does everyone else have it more hyped than Godfall? If we place it just above Godfall or not?
Oh,
I'm more
wow.
hyped for Sackboy.
Ooh, I know you are, Joe. Okay, all right. Well, let's get from the other three. If you had to choose Sackboy or Ghostwire Tokyo, what are you choosing?
Sackboy for me.
Slappy?
I guess Sackboy.
Ooh, okay. And Crazy.
I'd say Sackboy.
Okay, so it's going below Sackboy.
Yeet.
yeah, that's a bit. bit of a
Sackboy
fall
making
for
a
it.
comeback.
Sackboy, good on you, Sackboy.
Go.
Good on you,
You can do-
Sackboy. I'm happy for Sackboy. Good on you, mate. All right, we're getting through these. Okay, this one I feel we're gonna have a few things to say on this one. It's not my universe, but I think a few of you might have something to say, and that is the Demon Souls remake.
Let's go.
Yeah. Any booms or bombs?
Bomb.
No.
Really? No way.
Boom, boom, boom. Wait, the other way. Boom.
Boom.
The other way.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Wait, what?
I thought you already had your bomb. It's his boom. Hang on. Ba-boom.
Sorry, guys. Yeah. What? Why'd you have two words to sound the same?
Yeah, I know.
Just wanted to confuse you guys. And they're fun to say. Boom and bomb. All right.
Yeah.
Ba-boom.
I am mad hyped for it. I am so excited. It is the reason I will buy a PS5 on
Ooh.
day
yeah.
one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't speak how excited. It's the same guys it's Bluepoint that do all the other remasters.
Yeah.
Everything I've watched of it, the comparisons, I cannot explain how excited I am. It's
Very cool.
I honestly think it's going to be a huge deal, and that will sell the console.
Yeah, I think
itself.
if I can add to that, I think it's a huge deal because since the original came out, like the whole Soulsborne games and that whole, just the whole, like, just the thought of those types of games has just grown and grown and grown and grown. But a lot of people didn't play this one that have like jumped on the series since. And so this is their chance to sort of go back to where it all started.
My first one was Bloodborne
So
when I
yeah,
first
so you
started.
fit into that category. So
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of hype and a lot of excitement for this. I'm not
I'm
one
excited
of those
to give it a
people, but
fair
I can
chance.
see it.
I used to have I had Demon Souls on PS3 and I didn't play it that much. It gave me a lot of anxiety and I didn't continue playing it. When I finally got into Bloodborne, I started loving the series and stuff like that. I still haven't even played the Dark Souls. I played Bloodborne and I played Sekiro. I did Neo and some other games like that, but I want to revisit Demon Souls. The one thing I think it's going to get a lot of people complaining about it's the like how they're translating it, because it looks like the darkness and the like the haziness of it looks like they're losing that. Like it looks too clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see what people will say about it, but I think it's like if they tighten up the controls, because it's old and clunky. If they tighten it up to be more like Bloodborne or more recent Dark Souls or whatever, but just have the content to Demon Souls, I think it'll be really good.
Yeah. Okay. So, but it might upset some of the purists that played the original and, or you know.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's not. Yeah,
But
for
someone
sure.
who's
There's always
jumping
going to
in
be
for the first time aren't going to notice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's always going
okay.
to be people like that, though, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. You can't please everybody, especially on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Even in the chat right now, we can't please everybody. So
It'll be the purists which will have the biggest say in this.
Yeah.
And say and what you were saying about it being clunky. I think that is a huge draw for some games for people. And if it's too fluid, then they may just go, well, this isn't the game that we grew to love.
Yeah.
This is
the thing with that is, though,
if they didn't update the controls, they would upset even more people, I reckon.
the thing with that is, though, it's because they've evolved it as it's gone on as a series. So I mean, like, they can have the content and just tighten the stuff to be like more recently. The only problem is it's not From Software that's making this, right? It's another company.
Right. Yeah, Blue Point, isn't it? Is that the name?
Yeah,
but they're pretty good at what they do, though. They've got some credits in the bank for sure.
In any case, it's right below Spider-Man for me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the next question. Crazy. Did we get your thoughts on this one?
I'm streaming Bloodborne as we speak, and I feel like my life has changed. Like, it's amazing, and I'm loving it. And I can't wait to play Sekiro, and I can't wait.
So
to
a couple of weeks ago, this wouldn't have been on your radar. Now,
no. But now I'm like, give it to me now. Like it's like Duo said, it is below Spider-Man, but I am very excited about it because I've been playing Bloodborne, and you know I've really engaged with Bloodborne. I've engaged with people's love for it as well, and it's provided me some challenge, and I felt really good after defeating bosses and all that kind of stuff. So in terms of like games that are on this list, it is number 3 for me. Like the other two are definitely my two booms, but this is like really close to that, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, it's high on my list.
Okay, and SlappyJack, where is it for you, mate?
This is my number 2. I'm extremely hyped for this game. Like when Demon Souls came out, games were way too easy. Like I was starting to fall out on games when they came out with Demon Souls.
Yep.
Like there's some kind of like special feeling when you're playing an extremely hard game and beating a boss. You get this like very unique like sense of accomplishment. I love that. Like I'm
remember Ozzy when you beat that boss in Sekiro?
Oh, I love that.
9 hours.
I love that. Yeah.
How happy were you?
Very. It's one of my most watched clips ever.
I'm gonna have to find that.
It's just such a good feeling.
It took me 10 hours to beat a boss on Sekiro, and then I finally beat him, and oh my god. But guess what? Just a side note, I put that was at the very end of my stream, and I turned off my stream, and I have never played the game again. I've never picked the game.
Oh, was it Sword Saint?
Hey?
Was it Sword Saint?
No, it wasn't at the end of the game. I think I'm about halfway through the game or something.
It was the first Genichiro fight. The first Genichiro fight at the top of the tower.
Yeah. Took me 10, and afterwards I was like, first I said to myself, okay, I just need a break because that was stressful. I'm just going to play another game, like a quicker, shorter game, just to like have a little break. And then that break just turned into longer and longer, and I could never go back because I'm just like,
you can go back.
The anxiety was like, and then I get this other anxiety. Like I got it during that 10 hours where I was like, I know I'm good enough to beat this guy, and I kept trying. And then I look at the time I took to beat it, and I was like, I could have done so much else in other games in that 10 hours, and I just can't devote that time to Sekiro. I just can't. There was no rage. I never raged. There was never rage. I just tried for 10 hours straight on that one boss. Finally got him, and I'm done. I feel like I accomplished it. I'm done.
At least you beat him, all right?
Yeah,
Got him.
I beat him. I didn't give up. I mean, maybe people say I gave up on the game. I gave up, but I didn't give up on that boss. I got him, and then I was happy.
Yeah.
I was done.
And on a high note.
Yeah, I feel good. But I just couldn't. I could not pick it back up and go again. Like I was just like, nah. I always say, do I want to play that or do I want to play this? And this wins. Okay, so the list though. Sorry about the side note, but so I feel like the deciding factor is going to be between this and Spider-Man. We're not putting it above Horizon. I feel like no, it was one.
No, it's below Spider-Man. But
Below
it's pretty high
Spider-Man
up.
for Duo. Slappy, below or above Spider-Man?
It's above Spider-Man for me.
Okay, Crazy.
Below Spider-Man.
So we're going to have 2 below and 2 above. Because obviously Knots, you'd put it above. It's your number 1.
Yeah, so I've got Demon Souls as 1, Spider-Man as 2. And I was so torn between the two of them.
And now we're torn as a group. We are torn.
Yeah. It was, for me, it was purely down to this is... If they said... If they didn't announce Demon Souls on the PS5, I'd be like, oh, cool. I'll get it at some point. But when they announced Demon Souls PS5, I was like, I need a PS5 now.
Psycho might be right. Spider-Man did not have a single boom. And again, like I said earlier about it being... Originally, I was going to have 5 guests on this. And the reason I wanted an uneven number was for this very reason. But
yeah,
it just worked out better.
You're the uneven number, Ozzy. You put it where you believe. Use your heart.
Yeah, so I'm not meant to have a say. I'm not meant, but I can help decide when we're
No,
but
I mean, like, above or below, right?
You are the mediator.
My opinion here is, and it's only because of the same reason I said about Spider-Man before. The fact that, look, it could come out and end up being a massive game that we don't think it's going to be. But I think because it's that smaller scale, it feels like, I think most of you agreed that it feels a bit like an expansion, but maybe a bit better than an expansion. Like, but not quite a full release. We agree on that, right? With Spider-Man.
Actually, I think Psycho Wiz is probably right though. The boom should count for extra. Spider-Man did not get a single boom.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Psycho Wiz definitely. Okay, so we're putting Demon Souls remake, or is it Demon's Souls? I need to get the terminology right. It's Demon's Souls remake, right? Like with the S, or is it Demon Souls? Demons or Demon?
Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Hey?
It's Demons Souls.
Yeah, so it is, S twice.
Yeah,
double S.
Yep, okay.
Yeah.
Just want to get that right for all the YouTube comments or something like that. Okay, because it got a boom, Psycho Wiz, thank you very much for pointing that out. It counts that little bit extra. It goes above Spider-Man. That's a very good way to put it. Okay, next game on the list. I nearly forgot what we were up to then. This is the final game. Oh, we're actually got 9. We've breezed through these. We're actually up to the final game of the 10. This one I feel like is going to have some opinions, and that is Bug Snacks.
I'm actually going to give my boom to this only because I'm not that hyped for it. It's just because I think it's so goddamn original. And it's actually, I didn't even realize it was made by the people that made Octodad, which, I mean, like, Octodad is a very surprising fan favorite by a lot of people. And I think the developer's a very smart person. And literally, I was looking at, like, the gameplay trailer. This is literally a zany, like, Elder Scrolls. Like, you go around, it's an open world, you have missions and stuff. And it's like Pokemon Snap versus mixed with Elder Scrolls and just randomness. It's so fucking weird. There's a flying pizza in it. Like, the guy is on drugs.
That is my favorite quote from this show. There's a flying pizza in it.
Yeah, and so, like, and literally, like, it's so friggin' zany. And every single friggin' time Fox puts the damn song on, it's stuck on my head for hours. I can't get rid of that damn fucking song. When I was thinking about Bug Snacks and how I was going to present it afterwards, that song pops in my head, and then I can't get rid of it. It's so ridiculous.
Know the song, so whoops.
It's so catchy.
Yeah.
It's very catchy.
I didn't miss any other booms or bombs, did I? Obviously, there's no bombs for it. We've done those. Okay. So Duo.
Everyone reserved their bombs for Gran Turismo.
Yeah, pretty much. That is safely at the bottom of our list, I think. Now, so Slappy, what are you thinking about Bug Snacks?
I'm fairly hyped for it. I think it could be really fun. It's weird as shit.
Yeah, it's
I
definitely
don't know.
different.
I think it could be fun. I don't think going the weird route is a bad idea for like developers and stuff like that, because at least it's something different and you're trying something new, you know. So yeah, I'd say I'm more hyped for it than anything. And the music's just so catchy. I love it. I just listen to it sometimes. I was like, yeah. So yeah, I'm hyped
So
for it.
catchy.
It's so good.
Yep. I can't actually picture. I've watched the trailer and that, but I'm as a lot of my viewers will know, music just does not resonate with me for some reason. I'm missing a part of my brain or something.
It was dropped on the head when he was a baby.
Yeah, maybe more than once.
More than.
Not.
I'm excited for it. It seems very original, and the closing scene where it says, "But be careful not to fall off a cliff," and then it all gets really dark, and then there's a ladder. I feel that there's something sinister about this game, and it isn't all just.
That'd be cool.
It's like Jurassic Park, but with like burgers.
That'd be crazy.
But maybe there'll be some dark tones coming into it as well. Like
that's what I feel, that there's something that they're not telling us. It could be a big surprise. I don't know. You're catching bugs different ways, different puzzles. I'm excited for this. I really am.
Cool.
I really hope it's something ridiculous.
I see. All right, this is going to get pretty high on the list. Crazy. What are you thinking?
When Duo said it's going to be like Jurassic Park, I just thought clever guacamole. Like clever girl from Jurassic Park, but clever guacamole.
Nice.
Sorry, that's just what popped into
I don't
my head when
understand.
you said that.
You lost me.
Sorry. It's that scene from the film. Anyway, I forgot the game existed until we saw the list, and to be honest, so my hype level's fairly low. But when I, listening to everyone say, and I'm looking at it, and I can imagine that might change when it gets closer to release date. But at this point in time, I'm like, it exists. It's gonna happen at some point. But in terms of my hype, it's quite low. So I'm not like, hitting on it or not ruling it out. But I'm also a bit like, I'll see what happens when later kind of feeling.
That's making me think, like, yes, it's got a clever, catchy trailer with that catchy song that you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
But is that going to translate into a great game? Are we going to have...
Octodad is the most random shit that I've ever seen, and people love it.
Okay. So going off that as well, I mean, we've used that with a lot of games in these lists about their previous games, the development team and blah, 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 helping with the hype.
I mean, that makes a huge... For hype, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. All right. So, again, where's this fitting on the list? So, Duo used a boom. So, that means it's number one for you, Duo. Or have you changed? Like, have you
my list for the
Xbox?
My list for the Xbox was fairly in line with whatever we did.
Yep.
The PlayStation one, I'm all over the place, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, a few different opinions. I did say that at the start of this list. I said this is going to be sort of a little bit more debatable, this list, I think. What I found interesting about this list so far is that we actually had trouble ranking some of the sort of mid to low games. There's sort of a few sort of crammed into that spot. But this one, I'm feeling we're going to be putting closer to the top. Surely it's not more hyped than Spider-Man, is it?
No.
No, not for me.
I know, Duo, you used it as your boom, but if
I have Spider-Man right below it, so
yeah. and the interesting thing is after so we've got our top three at the moment is Horizon, Demon's Souls, and Spider-Man. And then after that, it gets pretty messy we've got Project Athia, Ratchet and Clank, Godfall, and Sackboy. I'm pretty happy if you guys agree to pop it in under Spider-Man and above all of those.
Yeah, sure.
No, to me, it's below Horizon, right?
Yeah. Below Horizon, below Demon's Souls. Is it okay? Then the question becomes: is it below or above Spider-Man? Are we more hyped or less hyped
well
Below Spider-Man.
below
It's
Spider-Man.
below for me.
Yeah, okay. So
We know what
that's
we
what I
get.
was saying. Yeah. So putting it,
This game.
pardon me, below Spider-Man.
Does
So
anyone remember?
that puts it
Viva
at number
Pinata?
4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Viva,
yeah.
this is very similar to Viva Pinata also, but you're not making a garden really.
Pardon me.
Yeah, that's
We're
what I'm
making
getting.
lunch
Like,
instead.
Viva Pinata. And that's one thing I'm worried about is that that's all it's going to be.
Okay. Now, do any of you
It's
guys need a break? Do you want me to take a short break before we go on to the next segment? I'll quickly
I'm okay.
read
We can
out
go
the
through the
list.
games.
The list is so our PlayStation 5 hype rankings. Number 1 is Horizon Forbidden West. Number 2 is Demon Souls. Number 3 is Spider-Man, followed by Bugsnax, Project Athia, Ratchet and Clank, Godfall, Sackboy, Ghostwire Tokyo, and finally Gran Turismo 7 at the bottom there. Yes, thank you, Alpha. This is the final chance for anyone in the chat. If you want to donate, gift subs, or bits, you can move one of these items and we won't be able to change that. And that's going to become important, guys. You can move either list, any game in either list. I'll go through the Xbox list as well now. And that is number 1, we had Avowed. Then we had Fable, Hellblade 2, Everwild, Stalker 2, The Medium, Halo Infinite at number 7, Scorn, Tell Me Why, and then again a racing game at the bottom in Forza Motorsport. Now, what we're going to do coming up shortly, guys, is we're going to get both number 10. So we're going to go racing game versus racing game. So that's interesting for number 10. And we're going to vote those, and then we're going to move up to number 9. We're going to vote each game, each number 9 against each other. Each list will then get a point, and the winner at the end will be the list with the most points to see which list we're actually more hyped for. Again, the end result really doesn't matter. It's just a lot of fun debating it and finding out what we all think about these games. I'm pretty excited for the next generation, and this is just helping that excitement or that hype. Yeah, so if you want to move any of those games, let me know, chat. And did any of you need a break before we go straight into voting?
Well, yeah, might as well.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
okay.
get another beer.
We'll take a
and
very short break, guys. We'll be back in
I'm gonna
2
take
minutes.
a psycho whiz.
I might need to as well. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes, guys. Let me know during the break if you want to move any of those games. All right, let's go. I'm not muted this time. I'm back. I remember to turn off the...
Back.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thank you to everybody in the stream, actually. I want to say a big, big thank you to everyone in chat. Thank you guys for being here and part of this. We're still not done. We've got the important voting section still to come. I also want to take a moment to thank all of you guys, Crazy, Duo, Slappy, and Knots. Thanks for being part of this. This is something new. I'd been thinking of trying something like this for quite a while and finally got around to putting it all together. So thank you for being part of it, you four. Yeah,
It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for having us.
a lot of fun so far, and just
Yeah, I love it. It's great.
yeah, just something a bit different. I've never seen anyone try something like this. I just had an idea, and it's come to life today. I'm actually pretty happy with it. It's cool. So thank you, everybody involved, including you, chat. Thank you, chat. You're a bunch of bloody legends. Okay, so we're going to go into the voting section. We're going to start with our least favorite games and vote them. And what's going to happen here, guys, now, if you want your vote to double count, you can do the, to really, really count, you can vote using subs, donations, or bits. But if our panel does vote to all each way, then we're going to go to a poll in the chat, guys, and get you guys to help, get everyone to help decide, depending on whether or not we get any other votes as well. All right, let's move on. Here we go. The first two games, our least favorite games from each list, Gran Turismo 7 versus Forza Motorsport. I'm going to start with you. All we'll do is we'll go around the panel and get your votes, guys. So, Crazy, we'll start with you.
Sorry, am I deciding which one of the two I...
So what are you more hyped for out of the two? What would your vote go towards? The game with the most votes wins. So Gran Turismo 7 versus Forza Motorsport.
I think you should get no vote because they were both bombs.
Yeah, but this is just
both my bombs.
1 versus 1. If you had to pick one.
Okay, I'm going with Gran Turismo because it's one I know of more than the other.
Rightio. Okay, so 1 vote for Gran Turismo.
Sorry, that's my
Duo. I know Duo's vote.
I actually had Gran Turismo pretty high in my list just because I feel like it's going to be a return to form, which they haven't done in like a decade. So I'm excited.
SlappyJack.
I'm just gonna have to go with Gran Turismo, like Crazy Hazy. I haven't really played a Forza game, so
too easy. And Knots. Can you change?
Forza,
yeah, gets 1 vote. But unfortunately,
3-1.
Yep, 3-1. So that means PlayStation. So the way this works, guys, is PlayStation now gets 1 vote, or PS5, sorry, gets 1 vote.
Oh, I see now. Okay.
So PlayStation won that round, so it gets the vote. Now we're going to move on to game 9, and we're going to work our way up the list. And the system with the most votes at the end wins. So our next game that we're going to vote on, guys, unless anyone in the chat wants to sway our decision with the Forza versus Gran Turismo, which I really doubt anyway. The next games we're going to vote is Ghostwire Tokyo versus Tell Me Why. So both of these were number 9 on our respective lists.
Pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, it'll get more exciting
for
the
like
higher
a
up
different
the
reason.
list we get. But
when we get to number 1, it's going to be rough also. But this is just like, ugh.
Yeah, it's for a different reason though, rough. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And look, I'm not promoting console wars or anything like that by this, guys. It's just
between
about
the two games.
our excitement and our hype. And for these votes, it is between the 2 games. Yes. So how hyped are we between Ghostwire Tokyo and Tell Me Why? I'll start with you, SlappyJack. Which out of these 2 games would you pick first? That's what it basically comes down to. If you had both of them in front of you right now, which one would you play? I think that's what we're answering.
if I could play, I'd play Tell Me Why.
Yeah.
Out of the 2.
Side note, I will be playing the first episode of that in 3 or 4 days live on my stream, guys. So if you're interested, come check it out. Plug, self-promotion on my own stream. I think I'm allowed. All right. Knots, Tell Me Why.
Tell Me Why.
Ghostwire.
Tell Me Why. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. All right. 2 votes for Tell Me Why. Crazy.
Tell Me Why.
Oh, we're going to get a win here. We're going to get a win. Duo, you can't sway it, but what are we going for?
I'd probably, like, Ghostwire just seems so generic. I'd probably still, like, even if I don't even care for the Life is Strange series, I'd still probably tell me why over Ghostwire.
You might get an interesting story. That's the least thing I think you're going to get
Yeah.
from this. At least you're going to get an interesting. Okay, so either way, Xbox gets a vote, and we've tied things up at 1 each. All right, the next face-off, we'll call it. Ban, no self-promo. Sorry, Psychoiz, I've just been banned from my own stream. The next face-off, we'll call it, is Sackboy, A Big Adventure, versus Scorn. I have a feeling I know which way this will go. But
Like, they're so different games.
yeah, it's a very
Like,
interesting
they're not even
face-off.
anywhere close to each other. I'd
I'm
pick
start with
Sackboy.
you, Duo. You're going to start?
I'd pick Sackboy.
Sackboy for you.
Just because, like, I'm like the Scorn. The gameplay I saw looked boring.
Yep.
And like the aesthetic is really cool, but they just literally they didn't even put any style to themselves. They just made it an Alien clone.
Now, I don't get a say in this, everybody, if you're wondering. What will happen if the vote ends at 2-2, we're going to come to you guys. We're going to come to chat. You guys watching live here on Twitch. Okay, so Duo votes Sackboy. Let's go to SlappyJack.
Like Duo said, it just looks like an Alien clone or whatever, and it looks like it plays really slow.
I don't see how that's a bad... Like, I'm going to put my 2 cents worth in here. Alien Isolation is one of my favorite games of the generation. If it can get...
No, but that's not what I mean by a clone. It doesn't look like a clone to that game. It just looks like a clone in the entire aesthetic.
Yeah.
It looks super slow, too. Like, I don't know. I'm just going to go with Sackboy. I think I'd rather pick Sackboy.
One more to Sackboy. Knots, we're going clockwise.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had a huge spider in here, and
I was going to say, you right? Are you safe, mate?
Spider-Man.
As an Australian, I wouldn't have even moved, but that's fine. You look like you're well and truly scared.
At least it wasn't a bee.
I know.
I probably got a couple of spiders hanging around in here, usually.
Kill it with
So
fire.
Down, burn the whole house down.
Yeah, burn the house down.
Alpha, be an alpha.
All right, but not
Scorn.
Sackboy or Scorn? Oh, we got to vote for Scorn. I like it. Are we going to tie things up, Crazy, or are you going with Sackboy?
If you said to me right now and had them both in front of me right now, right here, right now, and said you have to pick one, it's a difficult decision, but I have to say Scorn.
Oh, we
go to the chat.
We are
going
going
to the chat.
We're at 2-2. We're Scorn versus Sackboy. Now, don't all just... You can say what you want in chat, guys. But
We're gonna
what
put
we're
a poll.
Is we're going to start a poll. Let me get that ready.
It's only because of curiosity. Curiosity has killed me.
It's only going to run for 1 minute, guys. So as soon as this goes live, get your votes in.
We're not voting, though, right?
No. I mean, you could cheat.
I mean,
and
we
put your vote
could.
in.
We could.
I don't have any way of telling whether you did or didn't and all of that. But no, this is for chat. All right, starting the poll now.
I mean, we are in chat.
Yes, I know. I mean, technically you could probably vote, but let's just leave it a chat and see what we all come up with.
Oh, Sackboy is... Oh, Scorn's coming back.
Come on, Scorn. I'd definitely rather play
Let's
Scorn. It's
go.
my, like, if this is some sort of creepy thriller, psychological horror, I'm down for it. I'll be definitely playing it. Is it with a K? Is it
yeah.
just
Too psychological. It literally just looks gore.
Yeah, like I said, this is why it just gave me those Doom vibes without the Doom soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wonder how the soundtrack's going to go. That could sway things, but we don't know anything about that yet. That's the thing why this is hard to rate the hype on it.
Yeah, it is hard.
Oh my god, it's 50-50.
Is it really? Oh,
Oh
boy.
my god.
Hey, if it's 50-50, I get to choose. Oh,
Oh my
50-50.
god.
I might. Oh, it did come out 50-50. Oh, so our panel couldn't
split.
decide.
Too
Our
split.
chat couldn't split
Dude.
things. It's down to
Oh,
me.
wow.
The pressure is on.
Wow.
Go on, Ozzy, follow your heart.
I'm
man.
impressed. I'm
God.
impressed.
Oh god. Okay.
You can't pick a PS5 exclusive, can you?
No, well, I can. I could. I'm going to be as impartial as I can and base it on. I see what. See, I'm going to take into account what Duo says about how it just is. I guess what I'm picking up from what you're saying, Duo, is that we don't know enough. But I have hype for this on what it could be. I've probably looked into this a little bit deeper than I did Sackboy. Well, definitely did. And what I think it could become far outweighs anything that, like, the potential is far higher. Like, I think with Sackboy, we pretty much know what we're going to get. Yes, it'll be a fun little 3D platformer. Am I, you know, if I had a fun little 3D platformer or what I think Scorn could become, Scorn far outweighs that for me. So my vote goes to Scorn, which puts it over the edge. And we are going to have, we're going to have an extra vote there for Xbox. And I feel like I'm going to be criticized of being a fanboy for doing that. But they are my reasons. Argue with them all you want, but there's my reasons. I'm going with Scorn. And you guys couldn't split it, so I had to. There we go. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is actually fun.
Ripped away
It's actually
from us.
fun. I like this. Okay, so the next two games are Godfall versus Halo Infinite.
Oh,
Come on,
my
come on,
God.
guys.
I'd rather play Halo.
Yeah,
I'd rather play
I
Halo.
can't see Godfall winning this. I cannot see that happening. But so Duo, you've voted. You've gone with Halo.
But I mean, like, you don't really know that much about Godfall. Like, at least I know what I'm getting with Halo. Godfall's new, and
Yeah.
it just seems boring. So
I mean, a different story if it was like, because we don't know much about Avowed, but that was our number one. So it can be a good thing or a bad thing, but like, I think Avowed got a lot of bonus points for being Obsidian and blah, blah, blah. So very different story here. So Joy says Halo versus Godfall. He's picking Halo. SlappyJack, who are you picking?
I don't like the look of Godfall. I'm gonna go with Halo. I'm sure it'll be
Halo.
It'll be more. Sure, it'll be fun.
Continuing clockwise, Knots.
Godfall, because I don't like Halo.
Oh, Godfall got a vote. I didn't think Godfall would get a vote, but okay.
I just don't enjoy Halo. It's one of the games I think I played it on the 360
Yeah.
and I was like,
I can say I don't enjoy the last two Halos, but before that I loved it. And what I love about what they've said about Halo Infinite, regardless of how crap the trailer may or may not have looked, is that they want to go back to the roots. So I'm excited for that point. Sorry, that wasn't meant to sway you at all crazy. What's your vote? I think you would have already had your decision.
I'm laughing because it's
another tie.
Godfall.
It's Godfall.
tie.
Oh, we got another tie. We've got another tie.
Only because I just haven't integrated into Halo. Like
I didn't
again,
see this
it's just-
coming. I didn't
but
see this
Godfall-
Hey,
coming.
another
Godfall is
tie.
Chat,
intriguing.
Do it again.
Please save me, chat. All right, we're going to put up another poll.
Chat are going to be manipulating it this time. Just
Oh.
purposely trying to make it a tie and leave it in the caster's hands.
Oh god, don't give me another 50-50. Well, we already know what I'll pick, but anyway.
Godfall, right?
No. No.
Remember,
Come
he
on,
likes
chat. Don't let
Xbox.
me. Now you know what? They're gonna troll me here. I'll bet $1 million you guys troll me and you pick Godfall. But here we go. We've got 1 minute.
No.
Here goes the poll. They're gonna troll me. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Oh.
You can't possibly be more hyped for Godfall than Halo. They've been working
You
on this
even
game
said you
for
didn't like you didn't like the last few of them.
Yes, but they've been
You
working
said you
on
didn't
this
even
game
like
for
the last
6
few of them,
years.
Aussie.
I don't like the last two. Or Halo 4's okay, but Halo 5 I don't like.
Oh man,
Oh,
it's
no.
still tied.
Oh boy.
Come on, you got 30 more seconds.
No, Godfall.
Oh my god.
No, you don't have to like Halo either. That's not the question. It's not do you like the old
That's
Halos.
true, Apocalypse.
It's how
That's
hyped
true,
are you?
Apocalypse.
Oh,
How can they go back to the roots? They aren't even the creators of Halo.
you can have a goal to go back to the roots and make it more like Halo 1. You don't have to have made the thing. Like, you don't have to make something to be able to imitate it. Like, that's the
I
point.
think what,
Yeah, we
What
got
Godfall
Godfall. They are
wins.
trolling me with Godfall. They trolled me with Godfall, and Godfall gets the victory.
Not everybody likes
Chat.
Halo.
Chat.
yeah.
Chat.
I think
Fair enough.
what Dark
I don't
Stalker's
think
saying
people are
here
being honest.
is
and
that
that's
they're
okay,
interested
that's
in
your own-
Godfall.
You
Sorry,
can,
Oz.
they're just trolling Mouse. They've just trolled me. That's what's happened there. Okay, so Godfall won. I've already removed the results. What was it? I think it was 60% to 40% or something like that.
56 to 44.
Was it? Okay, yeah. So very close. Very, very close. But Godfall gets the win. I can't believe that. Well, Halo have a lot to prove by the sounds of things, unless you guys were trolling. Halo have a lot to prove. And that's fair, actually. That is fair because, I mean, their trailer sucked. They've delayed the game. Halo 5 was a bomb. So let's see what happens. Okay, let's move on.
Hi, Susie.
Let's move. Okay, so the next 2 games are Ratchet and Clank. I think this one's going to be a bit more lopsided. Ratchet and Clank versus The Medium. Okay, I'm going to start with, I think you went last before Crazy. Let's start with you. The Medium versus Ratchet and Clank. If you had to pick one right now, what are you picking?
And only because I don't know Ratchet and Clank, it has to be medium.
Has
So
to be
it's
the
literally
medium.
'cause I haven't. Yeah.
Hey, it's
'cause I
as
haven't
good a
played
reason as
Ratchet,
any.
so-
Like, doesn't really, Duo.
I would play Ratchet just because the medium isn't really my type of game.
Yes, I saw that come in as well. And SlappyJack. Ratchet
This one's
or
hard.
the medium?
I
Very
think the
very
medium
different
looks
games
really
too.
good. Yeah. This one's hard for me to pick.
I just like that. Oh no, I'm not going to say I'll sway. I don't want to sway.
I guess I'm gonna go with Ratchet
Ratchet
because
for
I
you?
I know Ratchet's gonna be a good game. I don't know if Medium is gonna be a good game. I mean, it looks cool to me.
I have
Yeah, I'm
faith
just
in
gonna go
medium.
Ratchet.
Like I said, with the whole dual reality
It
thing.
looks really good. It looks really good.
Yeah, I mean,
but
this isn't
I-
saying the game that you pick doesn't mean the other game's no good. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
for
go
sure.
with Ratchet. I guess I'm just the slightest bit more hyped for Ratchet.
fair too. Fair enough. All right, now you can
Right.
either tie things up, Knots, or you can give the win. What are we going for? Ratchet and Clank or the medium?
So Darkstalker put it perfectly and said, which one of the games would you play first if both of them were put in front of you?
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly what we're sort of ranking right here. Yep, correct.
So Ratchet and Clank, hands down.
Ratchet and Clank for the win. All right, there we go. So currently, PS5 has won 3 games to 2. We're halfway there. Okay. Now, you're 100% right, Knots, that, yeah, it is basically, with what we know about each game, if you put them down right in front of you right now, which one are you playing first? And you're going with Ratchet and Clank. Fair. Very, very, very fair. Okay. The next 2 games facing off are Stalker 2 from Xbox versus Project Athia.
Oh
on the
man, I can't believe we
PlayStation
got
side.
2 games that we don't really know too much about.
Yeah.
Some interesting face-offs.
Although
I
it would
like
have been
this
better
part.
if it was like maybe Everwild or something with less,
The-
even less.
Yeah,
oh no,
we know
Avowed.
even
If it was
less.
next to Avowed, that would have been like, ooh.
That would be
Yeah.
an easy answer.
Yeah. So we've got Project Athia that's probably 5 years off coming out, if it ever comes out, versus Stalker 2, which is this post-apocalyptic, Fallout type first-person shooter. I don't know.
It's
how to-
probably closer to Tarkov than Fallout.
Tarkov, and the Metro series was something I really liked comparing it to. All right.
Well,
Welcome in, Viv, and
problem with that
everyone
is
else
Metro-
in chat. Thank you for watching, everyone. Okay, we're going to who did I end with just then? I ended with Knots. So, Knots, you can start us off. Stalker 2
Cool.
versus Project Athia.
This is really difficult. They're so very different games that I both want to play so badly.
yeah, it's fun.
But it would be, if the 2 are in front of you, I would pick Stalker.
Yep,
I think I'd
Stalker
pick Stalker.
for you.
Yeah.
I think I would too. Just the whole setting for Stalker absolutely wins me over. I'm sorry, I'm telling you again. You guys are all adults. You won't be swayed by me. Crazy Hazy, Stalker 2 or Project Athia?
Stalker 2.
Ooh. Okay, so Stalker 2 cannot be beaten from here, but we can tie things up. Duo, where are you going?
I would go with Project Athia. Only like a Stalker 2, I like the source material they took it from, but like those like sort of survival looter shooter. It's not even a looter shooter, but
Do we-
those
yeah, I was
survival
gonna say,
shooters.
do we
Like
know
I
if
don't
it's gonna
understand
be like
Tarkov.
that?
Like I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in that, and that's kind of what Stalker is. Like you're going into a zone, you're trying to get pieces
Ooh.
to sell afterwards and stuff like that, and it's just a lot of like
See, even that would
That
would
sort of
change
loop.
my opinion, but I'm not looking at Stalker 2 as Tarkov. Like I'm looking at.
I know,
maybe a
but that's what
similar
it's
aesthetic.
similar to. That's what it's similar to,
Is it
and
gonna
that's
be
what I
similar in
imagine the
gameplay
game is
or
going to be.
aesthetic, are you meaning?
Gameplay.
Oh, do we know that though? Do we know that?
Knowing what Stalker is and what it's supposed to be and stuff like that in the
Yeah.
older games, and
Yeah.
it's like you go into a zone and you're trying to get loot and stuff like that. Like I don't know if it's heavily story based, honestly.
Okay.
But I haven't played it. I just know what the source material is, and I know the game isn't. It's not like Metro is way more story heavy.
Yeah, in the trailer though, it seemed like they were pointing it towards a story. And that, I mean, if you take the story out of it, then I'm not choosing Stalker. But because of what I'm thinking it's going to be,
I'm not sure how
comparing
much
it
story
more
there is.
to
Like
Metro.
like I said, the source material is really cool.
Yeah.
I love the book.
Yep.
I haven't seen the movie, but I love the book.
Okay.
And I know it's different. It's loosely based off the book, but I would still like Project Athea. I love Square Enix. I love RPGs. It has the potential to be absolutely amazing, but it could be trash. But
Yeah.
like the Stalker, it's not the type of game I would play. Like I just don't understand Tarkov, and that's what I imagine this gameplay is sort of going to be like.
Yep.
It's like a survival shooter.
All right, so your vote is for Project Athia after all that. And we have SlappyJack. You can either tie things up or claim the winner. What are we doing, Slappy?
I'm just really not interested in Stalker, so I'm gonna go with Athia.
Ooh.
I don't know. If you don't know anything about it, it could be amazing.
To the chat.
so-
Yeah, it's going to
Be
the chat
amazing.
again, guys. You guys are about to get involved. We're going to run a poll very, very shortly where you guys can pick between your hype levels. Try and keep it as honest as you can, guys. How much hype is there for Stalker 2 versus Project Athia? If you had them both in front of you right now, which one are you going to play? Let me get the poll ready.
Just don't tell chat what game you're interested in most, Aussie.
Yeah. That was my biggest mistake, wasn't it? Who knows? Like Project Athia could be, you know, could be anything though. Could be any. This is really hard to choose.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Yeah, it's not.
It's based on what we know now, though. Like in 3 years, you could put both in front of me, and I might pick. It might be easier to
Did you
pick.
start the poll, Ozzy?
Hey, I'm getting it ready. I'm typing. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
No, because the way you were talking, it sounded like I was already up, but I'm not sure if you just forgot to hit submit.
No. I was trying to stall while I was typing, like so that wasn't just blank
okay.
air. I guess you
Long
guys could
titles.
do that. Yeah. What did I do?
Wow, Athia has
Whoa,
Whoa.
that is insane.
Wow, really?
Whoa.
That is some hate.
Yeah.
the thing.
Whoa.
Duo, I didn't actually know about Stalker and how it was played. I thought it was like Metro in the sense there's a story that's played out. That's how
I
little
think
I
that
knew.
is true though.
I
Knox.
don't think there's that much of a story, honestly.
Oh, okay.
I watched because they did a bit more of a deep dive on one of the
Did they?
YouTube channels that I watched, and it does have story. They're going for single player content.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So what I liked about it, one of the reasons I'm hyped for it, is because it's sort of that. It just made me think of Metro, and I love the Metro series. It just reminded me of Metro.
I'm very
whole thing I
surprised
watched.
that they would be going a lot more story because it like the source material tails itself way more to multiplayer.
Right. Yeah. But
Because literally they went into the
like you
zones.
said,
They
though,
went into
it's
the
been
zones
in
as groups of
development
people.
for 10 years or whatever, so they could have changed their mind 3 or 4. Who knows?
Yeah,
what-
it's been 10 years, right?
Yeah. So who
But I mean,
knows
like,
what they're going for?
literally the whole source material is that they go into a zone and they're trying to get alien technology out of it so that they can sell it because, you know, they're trying to reverse engineer all the alien technology. But in order to get that technology, they have to go into the zones, which are dangerous. So they usually go 2 to 3 people so that they can, you know, watch out for each other.
And what chat already knows, guys, but if you're watching this later on YouTube, is Project Athia with 75% of the vote storms home easily to take the win there. And the PS5 exclusives have jumped out to an early lead of 4-2. Let's move on to
And
the
they'll
next one.
just win one out, I think.
What's that?
I think Hellblade's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, there's a couple of... I think this next one is already decided. I bet you any money we can pick this one. But the next one, very interesting, is Bug Snacks versus Everwild.
Snack.
This, I think I can pick the winner here. But
Bug snacks and bug snacks without snacks.
Yeah. Who did we end on then? SlappyJack. SlappyJack, you ended, so let's start off with you. Bug Snacks versus Everwild, SlappyJack.
I'm gonna have to pick Bug Snacks.
I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. Any reasons why, or you just...
I don't know. Just I like weird games.
Yeah.
I'm just interested to see. Like I want to play it.
I think this
I'm
is
a little
very
more
hard
hyped
too
for it.
because we know a lot about Bug Snacks. It's a lot closer. It's a lot more sort of tangible versus Everwild could be anything still. Knots, what's your opinion?
Bug Snacks.
Is this going to be a whitewash? Crazy hazy.
He's the rare boy.
Oh, the rare.
I'm the rare boy.
You've got...
I'm the rare boy.
Where's your
but
allegiance?
I'm also. Oh,
This
He's
is a
torn.
good
said
one.
the two.
He's torn.
You put the two in front of me and said you can play that one. I'd be like Everwild because Everwild. It's just it
That's the
intrigues me.
answer.
I love my co-op games. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
Is
with
it supposed to be co-op?
I think so. Yeah.
I think they're going to be
Yeah, but-
like a lot like the whole Sea of Thieves style. I
Yeah,
think,
that's
but in a
right,
whole
yeah.
different world. But we don't know. We don't know that for
There you
sure.
go. Sir Mouse is right. Everwild doesn't even know what Everwild is yet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
but I'm
That's
curious,
probably
I'm
true.
curious.
But just the studio, the pedigree, I'm
Yeah,
inclined
that
to
would be
say like that. I
the
would
reason
agree
why I
with
put-
Crazy. Sorry, go Duo.
Sorry. The reason why I had Everwild so high up is because of Rare and like the graphics and everything looked
It
really
does
good. But
look amazing
I
so
still
far.
don't know what it is. So
Yeah.
if you put two games in front of me, I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's got to be Bug Snacks.
Yeah, okay. Bug Snacks is going to take the win, like I knew it would, and a lot of that comes down to the fact. Let's say 6 months from now, when we know, if we knew what both are, and you put them next to each other, it might be a completely different result. But Bug
Oh, for
Snacks
sure.
for the win right now. I'm not surprised by that result at all. But I myself would have picked Everwild because Bug Snacks is, I probably would play it, but I wouldn't. Like, it's not something where I'm going to go like, oh, day one I have to buy that and play that. It's just not my type of game. Whereas Everwild could be, the potential is pretty high. Again, okay, we're down to our third picks from both list, guys. This is going to be tricky, I think. This one's going to be tricky. We have got Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, versus Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh man.
What was it? It was Hellboy,
Oh my
Hellblade versus
God.
Spider-Man?
This is Hellblade 2 versus Spider-Man Miles Morales. This is a
Oh my
toughie.
God.
Even I would have trouble with
I
this
hate
one.
this. This is the
I'm
this is
glad
the
I
worst one.
don't be a draw all the way through. Don't make me decide at the end here, guys, because I have no idea what way I would go. Okay, we're starting with you, Duo.
My pick is Spider-Man. Spider-Man was a fucking sick-ass game. I loved it. It was a lot of fun all around. I haven't played Hellblade though, so I mean, like, I know
Yeah.
everyone says it's absolutely amazing. It's a very short, good experience, but Spider-Man was just fun all the way through.
Does that? But
And it was
are
a
you
good,
bu-
like,
we're not
25, 30
we're not
hours.
voting on Hellblade 1 versus Spider-Man from PS4.
I know, but what do you want me to tell you? That's
Yeah.
how I had gauged. They're both games that exist in the world. I've played
Yeah.
one, I haven't played the other. I had a lot of fun with one,
Yep.
and I haven't played the other,
I'm
so I
not
have to pick
arguing
Spider-Man.
with your thought process there, Joe. I agree with your thought process. I'm just for chat and for everyone. That's not
For sure, people
Yeah.
can decide whichever way they want, but I mean,
exactly.
I have to
This
use
is
hands
your
for it.
hype. This is your hype.
Exactly. This is my
like
hype. I
your
get to
answer.
decide
Yeah.
my hype.
Own that. SlappyJack. Spider-Man
Oh, God, I don't-
versus Hellblade 2.
Um,
I love that this is what this is coming to. I love it.
It's like the complete opposite of what was it? Ghostwire versus.
yeah.
Tell me
Spider-Man's
why.
so
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
fun and amazing, and I'm hoping that like Hellblade 2 is so interesting, like the first one. Oh God,
They're
this is so
different
hard.
too, but yeah, this is like I said.
Spider-Man,
I can't pick 'em. I can't
not
pick 'em.
like I don't know if Spider-Man is going to be as long as the first one.
How many
because-
points in your hype meter does Spider-Man Miles Morales lose, knowing that it's not like a brand new full big game? It is
It loses
almost
some points,
an
yeah.
expansion,
I'm-
but it's a good
Okay, I'm
bloody
gonna go-
expansion in a
I'm gonna
good
go
bloody
with-
world.
I'm going to go with Hellblade 2.
Oh, Hellblade 2 gets a vote.
Yeah.
Oh boy, oh
I'm
boy,
so
oh
interested
boy.
in the whole like
Okay.
mental health thing stuff.
Yeah.
It just really gets me.
It's something different. I really hope they, not double down on it and don't like overdo the point, but I hope it still has that sort of feeling and that
Yeah.
some meaning behind it.
I hope they go deeper into it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I just hope it gets really interesting.
Yep, I
Like-
agree. All right, Knots, we're up to you. As Crazy
Help.
looks anxious. Crazy looks anxious about his
I am
choice.
anxious.
Yeah.
This is the worst decision ever.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm glad we're saving you for last here, Crazy. All right, Knots, what are you
I'm so
thinking,
glad
mate?
you are.
It's going to be a Hellblade for me. Just because
Ooh.
Spider-Man's
was
going to be
quick.
a fun game. Spider-Man's going to be a fun game.
Yep.
I know that. But I feel Hellblade is going to be that game that it's going to be the one that I'll remember, the one that will make a difference, the one that I will tell people, you have to play this game.
Yes, very good points. Very good points.
That's why it's
We all
an
know
easy help.
Spider-Man's going to be crazy fun.
Yeah.
But is it going to be
It's gonna be the
meaningful
game
like
that
this? Yeah.
you throw up on your lunch hour or something and just swing around and go and beat some people up. But I think Hellblade, I want it and I hope it is. It's one of those games that it's not going to be life changing, but it's going to make a mark. Whereas Spider-Man is going to be, it was Spider-Man. It was a cool game.
Yeah.
That's
You're going to feel
my take.
things. I feel like you're going to feel things.
Yeah, definitely.
Like emotions, not just fun emotions, but emotions are going to be a thing. Yeah. Okay, so we've got Hellblade on 2 votes and we've got Spider-Man on 1 vote. Crazy Hazy, what are you doing?
Look at him. He looks so torn.
Yeah. He's trying to hide.
What are we doing? Why am I here again? I've forgotten.
Can we put some Natalie and Bruley one in the background?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
my
what are we
God.
doing? What are we doing, Crazy?
It's so hard. It's so hard. It's such a hard decision because they're
Just
both
try and block
amazing. Like,
everything else out and
like,
choose for you, though.
oh, you know what? Like, no, I'm seeing people in chat. No, I'm not looking at chat because that's.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if
not
they were
happening.
both in front of you, which one would you play first?
If you put them both in front of me right now, I will definitely have to say this because it's just they're both of the games before, and this is have influenced so much of my they're in my top 10 both games.
Yeah, this
time.
is why it's a tough pick.
and it's painful because I love them both so much, but based on my hype, and you're gonna know when I say next what the answer is.
Yeah.
But because of how recent I've played the most recent one, I just can't. It's just so I'm just so excited, and I know it's coming soon. So that is why I'm choosing Hellblade.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't actually know.
Because I don't know how literally cannot comprehend. Like I just love that game so much. But Spider-Man was also amazing, and that was like a year or 2 ago. And I'm just like,
wow.
But I'm just so excited.
I think I'm so glad those two got matched up against each other in
that was hard.
That was a hard decision to make. That was a hard decision to make.
They're so like
definitely
different but the same in terms of like hype, even for me. And I haven't played Spider-Man and I'm not going to play this, but I can understand the conflict. Like it's just
I abstain.
Spider-Man is just like this. This just looks like fun. You look at it and you think, oh, what? I'm gonna get to have fun for the next however many hours I'm gonna play this. Like, sign me up. But Hellblade is that different experience where you're gonna be like, this could be meaningful, and I think that kind
it's
of
emotion.
It can count for a little bit more, maybe. So
emotional.
Hellblade takes the win there, and Xbox gets a point back. We're at 5-3 with 2 games to go. Xbox can't win, but we could tie things up. This is going to be hard. I don't think we're going to tie things up because this next one...
It can't go to you, Aussie.
Hey? What's that?
It can't go to you, mate. You can't be the decider.
No, I think if it's a draw, it's a draw. I don't think we'll, if it's a draw, it's a draw.
I would just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'd be very happy.
The hype
with that.
is equal.
I don't think that's going to happen though, because this next one I think might decide the whole thing. Leaving aside game number 1, we've got game number 2 from both lists, everybody. Demon's Souls Remake versus Fable. We've got a known quantity here, sort of. We've got a remake of a game.
This is a walk in the park.
Versus one of my most hyped games is Fable. I think Fable could be something once it does come out, once we know more about it, and again, this is hype related as of now. Fable could be a game of the generation, but we don't know that yet. What do we know? Crazy Hazy, we're starting with you. Fable versus Demon's Souls Remake, considering you are right now in the middle of playing Bloodborne. I think I know your answer. I'm not going to be surprised.
Crazy's like
he's trying to hide
behind the
Can they still see
I love
me?
this. I love this. This is awesome. I did not know that
honest,
this was going to happen on this show, but this is a very happy surprise. Slappy.
Basically.
Well, he hasn't played any Fables either, so
I haven't played any Fable. I'm really enjoying Bloodborne. It's got to be Demon's Souls.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm glad I started with you. Get that one out of the way. And we know what Knots is going to say, so we might go to you next, Knots, because let's get Demon's Souls off to a 2-0 lead. Why not? I know what you're going to say. Tell us.
Demon's Souls, hands down, no question.
It was your boom after all, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. SlappyJack, are you going to change things at all?
Nope.
No.
Demon Souls.
Just straight bat.
Nope.
That was good. That was good. And Duo.
So Ozzy, you're talking about it maybe being a game of the generation.
Might be, but we don't know that.
See, the thing is, Fable was an action RPG. There's been those games for endless times. Demon Souls, they call games Souls-like.
Yeah.
It created a genre in itself.
Yeah.
It's got to be Demon Souls.
But no. But if Demon Souls was the only one, right? And none
Oh,
of
it's
the
the
other
only one
ones
that
came,
existed.
Sorry.
Yeah, but that's
Demon Souls didn't create Souls-like. It was
yes, it did.
A pattern of events that happened. Like if
well,
it was
but Demon Souls, it was them in general. It was From Software making that first game, and then the second, the third, and the fourth.
But if the second, third, and fourth didn't come out, it wouldn't have like what I meant to say before is that Fable could become something big like that, whereas Demon Souls can't. It is already a known quantity. It's a remake of an already existing game. I feel it's hard to put, like, for me, a remake or a remaster wouldn't make the top 5 of these lists for me because it's already done. Like, how hyped can we be for a game that's you can already go play it? Like,
the thing is, when all these games, like Demon Souls was a different game, okay, and it wasn't overly popular, it was a cult classic. But it only started getting really, really popular when like Dark Souls games came out, because the PS3, like the 360 kicked the PS3's ass. Not a lot of people played Demon Souls.
Yeah.
And then when Dark Souls came out, a lot of people started loving it. It was on PC, it was on Xbox, it was on PlayStation, it was on everything. And so many people played it, and they never got a chance. You know how fucking hard it is to get Demon Souls?
Yeah.
Like that shit goes for over $100 on eBay. It's not easy to find, and it's not easy to play. So a ton of people are going to be playing this.
I mentioned before that
people are super hyped for this just because they don't have access to it.
People are going to get a new opportunity. I do like that about it. I'm part trying to play devil's advocate, and part I love the Fable series, so I'm biased there. But I also have that sort of this thing in me that like remakes or remasters aren't necessarily. Where do they lose points for not being a new original thing? But then again, this Fable is a reboot, so could you
imagine if they took the same story from Fable 1
and
just did it. Imagine, oh my god.
And I see
I don't even know what the
chat are picking on my comment that, like, you don't call anything Fable like and versus Souls like, and that's true. But that's what I was saying. That sort of that medieval fantasy aesthetic really, really well, but then they add this humor to it that a lot of those games don't have. Like, it's not like Fable, they're not a dime a dozen. There's not heaps of Fables out there. Like, yes, they follow the similar pattern of some of the other games, but they do it very differently. And
I know for sure it is a special series, but so is any Dark Souls, Demon Souls.
And Souls has definitely got this bigger, massive following that I can't argue with there as well.
Well, I mean, Fable's got a huge following also.
Yeah. I'd say less vocal following, less vocal and less sort of in the spotlight. But anyway, your choice was, of course, Demon Souls. Yep. All right. There we go. It's official who the winner is, but we're going to go on to the next game because that's what's more important. It's the games, guys. The games are more important. All right. Number one for Xbox, Avowed versus Horizon Forbidden West. This is a big one, this one. I'm excited to hear some thoughts on this one. Duo, you ended that one. Let's get you started on this one. Where are you sitting on this one?
I never finished Horizon, and while the game is amazing, like, it doesn't call to me.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't. So I would actually, like, if Avowed came on PS4, or PS5, I would be so friggin' excited for it.
Yeah. And
so I'd probably want to play Avowed over Horizon. Even as amazing as Horizon was, I feel like I'd get more captured by Avowed, even though I know nothing about it. Obsidian makes great RPGs, and I love the setting more than robot dinosaurs.
Now, I'm not saying that Avowed's going to win this vote, but I don't think too many people can argue with anything you just said. So I don't think you're going to lose any friends with those comments, that's for sure. APOC has no hype for any of these two games, and this is our top two, which is, I mean, that can happen. This is why we're ranking our hype. Okay. I can't argue with anything you said, Duo. SlappyJack, what are you thinking?
I think I'm gonna go with Horizon. I just really love the whole game and stuff like that. I just really enjoy the world and just everything in it, like the challenge. I just felt like it was a really solid game. Avowed could be amazing, but I don't know. I'm just super hyped for for Horizon, I guess.
I think
just
similar to
wanna
a couple
play
of
it.
the arguments we've had in here is Horizon's definitely going to be, it's more tangible, more front of mind at the moment. Like,
Yeah,
it's closer. You know what you're going to get to a certain degree. Avowed could be anything still. Yeah, I agree. Yep. Similar to Duo's comments, you can't argue with that. And you're more excited for Horizon, and you liked Horizon 1 more than Duo liked it by the same.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah,
it was great.
fair, very, very fair. Okay. Knots. Where are you sitting?
It's Avowed for me. Very, very much the same reasons as Duo, just simply because I know what Horizon's about. It didn't grip me straight away. Whilst I'm excited, we know what we're going to get. But Avowed, there's just something sweet about it that I'm just like, I want to play that game.
Obsidian, you geniuses, I think. But yeah.
I'm crazy.
I love the
excited for that.
setting.
And
I
it
love the
was my
medieval
boom as well,
fantasy
so
stuff.
I've got to.
Yeah.
got
Again, agree with that. This one it's I mean, obviously it's winning, but like it's still a tough one. I agree with that. Crazy Hazy, once again. You can
Down
either
to you, buddy.
level things out or send it to chat. What's going to happen here? Are you
Well,
more
the
hyped?
thing is this decision's easier for me because it kind of, I think the most hype games I have for the very near future are very, very soon, and they were lower down the list, which was fine. But because I loved this type of game so much, I'm going to be very cryptic now. This type of game so much.
I like how
really,
you're building the suspense.
that I really just enjoyed it, and it was a whole new thing that I enjoyed, and I enjoyed it more than I expected to when it was like announced and all this kind of stuff. And the fact that I get an opportunity to do that again makes me very happy. And that story was amazing. It was very emotional and had some really great gameplay and some new mechanics, and I loved it. And it was so good. I even platinumed it, the first one. So I
we are talking about
I did
Horizon.
get the platinum. So I am going to choose Horizon because I am very excited about it.
So the last one goes
The
down to the
last
chat.
one is going to
Excellent.
chat.
I'm gonna guess Horizon's gonna win this one though.
Yeah, I think Horizon wins it.
Probably.
Let me
No doubt.
tell us why you're
I don't
guessing
know.
that while I get this ready. Duo.
Why do I think that?
Yeah.
I've been watching everyone say Horizon in the chat.
Ah, right. Yep.
I've seen
Oh,
one
boy.
Avowed mentioned, two Avowed.
Avowd.
Yeah, there was
Oh,
Darkstalker definitely said Avowed.
I'd go Avowd. I mean, no, I'd go Horizon. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Get a PS4.
Damn it, I'm not
Get a
meant to say
PS4.
Just buy it on your PC.
All right, we're gonna.
But,
Yeah,
You know what, I'm
yeah,
gonna
I'll get
give
it on
two-
I'll get it on my PC.
I'm going to
and
give
I'll try
2
it.
minutes for this final poll of the day. This is the final game of the day, everybody. Here we go. I mean, Obsidian. Obsidian is all I keep thinking of, and just that yeah. I'm biased because I don't have a PS4 and I'm not getting a
Avowd's elite.
PS5. But
No way!
Oh damn! Avowd's actually winning.
Avowd
Oh,
is
they're
gonna
just
be amazing.
trolling now.
Avowd
They're
is going
just
to be
trolling now.
like if you thought of Skyrim but made it 10 times bigger and better. That's what Avowd is in my head. Oh, Horizon's making a comeback.
Oh, it
The
is.
close one.
Oh wow!
Oh, no.
Look at those
boy.
votes. It was like straight up Avowed for a while. Oh,
Oh, it's so close, guys. We got Avowd so far at 53%. Oh, boy.
We're not even
This is
halfway
gonna be
through yet.
close.
Wow.
Don't like.
Oh.
How hyped can we get, guys? How hyped can we get? I'm happy with these results so far. Go chat, go!
I bet you are.
Hey, yeah, Mr. L makes a good point. A lot of those games, look, I got them off a couple of different lists of exclusive PS games, but a lot of the PS5 games we talked about today are timed exclusives and are eventually going to come to the Xbox, which is. Does that mean overall the Xbox is going to be better? I don't know, because everything that I talked about for Xbox, I believe, are going to be 100% exclusive. Apart from, it depends if you count PC. We're talking console exclusive.
Yeah.
yeah.
And Microsoft don't care. You play their game anywhere. Most of these games are going to come straight to PC, if not all of them. But yeah, I am.
I know what you mean about it improve, and I think it's good because then it doesn't matter what console you've got. And it is. I do find it, and I get why it exists, but I do find it a bit crap for people that do only own a PS or an Xbox, and they miss out on some of them because the PlayStation, this era, this generation,
has so many good exclusives.
Just to quickly cut. Avowed wins with 52%.
That was close.
That was a close one.
That was very, very close. Thank you so much for being part of that, chat. Wow. I was worried for a second there that I was going to have to be the final deciding vote.
Well, we know what you would pick.
Yeah. It wouldn't be hard, but still, I'd feel still conflicted, and I'd have to try and remove my bias, which would be almost impossible to do. Bias exists; it's not something I can hide from. But there we go. Avowed wins that. Overall, if for those that care, it doesn't really matter. Overall, it is 6-4. PlayStation exclusives beat out
the hype is
Xbox
real.
Exclusives. But overall,
guys,
it
is.
Wow. Some more hype than I thought we were going to have after talking and discussing it for the last couple of hours, guys. It's real. Like you said, Duo, the hype is real.
What a time we live in that we get to choose between these games and go, actually,
they're all
this
good
is the
problems
hype,
to
but
have,
actually there's
aren't
another
they,
option here, and that's really exciting.
And Knots, you were making some
that's,
really good comments there about exclusivity, which
Yeah.
what I want to add to that real quick though is that I obviously exclusive games have to exist, and the competition makes it all better, in the end for consumers. What I really don't like, which really upset me, and I talked about it before, about Spider-Man is this IP that in my mind belongs to everybody, right?
Yeah.
That is one of the ones where I'm dirty on Sony and stuff like that for making that.
It's a system seller. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I don't mind when like Microsoft gone out and bought Obsidian and they're making a brand new IP and making that exclusive because it's theirs. They're making it. It belongs to them. Whereas I don't feel Spider-Man shouldn't belong to Sony. Do you know what I mean? Like what I'm getting at there. I just wish things like that people already know and love weren't exclusive, but.
See, the thing with that is I understand 100% where you're coming from, but it's a system seller. It almost got you, the hardcore Xbox guy, to almost get a PlayStation.
I think it was the biggest system seller of the generation, Spider-Man. I think that sold units. And they used to. I remember it was around Christmas one year when it came out, and I remember being in a shop and I just saw this big stack of PS4s with Spider-Man bundled in, and it was just like so tempting. From like you said, Joe, I'm an Xbox guy for 20 years now, or however 19 years or whatever it is, and I nearly did it. Even when I was tight on cash back then. Well, I still am, but oh boy, guys, what a show! I'm glad I decided to do this.
Fun.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Ranking the hype. That is it for the show. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close out for everyone watching on YouTube. So I've got a hard line for everyone watching on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you head over to all of our Twitch channels and catch us there, where you could join the after show chat we're about to have. We'll do some Q&As. We'll chat properly. But yeah, thank you for watching on YouTube. If you did watch on YouTube, check the links down below to follow all of these awesome legends that join me. Obviously, like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'll say goodbye to everyone watching on YouTube. Thank you very much. Thank you to my panel. Thanks, guys. Just before we go on YouTube, do you guys have anything you want to plug for YouTube? Obviously, I'm going to put all your links in the description down below as well. Start with you, Duo.
Well, I've got to go right after this because I am making a cross stitch and I'm cutting into my cross stitch time. I need to try and finish this by Christmas, and I've got no fucking time.
Well, make sure this ate into his time, but guys, make sure you go follow Duo on Twitch. You could even win that cross stitch. He is giving it away. You can even win that.
Aussie's got some tickets in there. There's 2,500 tickets in a gigantic ice bucket.
Yep.
It's just overflowing.
I love it. I love it. SlappyJack, you got anything going on you want to talk about?
I don't know. Come check me out on Twitch.
Yeah, go watch him on Twitch. He's really, really fun. I would definitely agree with that. Can we get some shout outs in chat as we're doing this? Sorry I spoke over you then, Slappy. I just got too excited.
SlappyJack is hilarious.
Yeah, good value. Knots, yourself, mate?
Again, just come and follow me on Twitch. Come check me out. Most evenings in the UK, I get scared. I'm also a massive Lego collector, so come and look at my Lego as well.
Yeah, awesome. And Crazy Hazy.
If you want to check out, if you're watching in the most recent video, come and check out some Bloodborne gameplay or some Sea of Thieves or just any kind of random game that I'm playing at the time, then come and check me out.
And I've got to say, guys, I really, these are 4 guys that I wanted on my show because I enjoy watching them. And so I thought you guys would too. So anyone that's new that doesn't know these guys, please go give them a follow. Check them out. I really appreciate them coming on my show and probably bringing some of their community over in the chat as well. I really appreciate it, guys. So thanks again, and goodbye to everyone watching on YouTube. Thanks, guys.